Centuries ago, the humans of a dwindling Earth sent 3 massive colony ships through a space-time fissure on the outer edges of the solar system. 2 of those ships survived the trip and arrived in a far-flung star system with habitable worlds and unknown constellations. Those early Terran colonists uncovered ancient alien technology that allowed them to develop the mighty reactors that would power the backbone of their culture, the mecha. These massive, mechanized exosuits built the cities and settlements of a new home spread through the livable planets and moons surrounding the newfound yellow giant star, which would come to be known as Lodestar Alpha. It was during this time that the people of Lodestar Alpha experienced a sort of golden age. 3 siege ships were sent out in an attempt to expand and discover new habitable star systems before what had happened to Earth could happen again. The colonists live in relative peace for centuries, united under the rule of a noble clan called the Neo-Dominion. Then, without warning, the 3rd colony ship arrived through the space-time rift, several centuries late. Commanding unfathomable alien technology, these newcomers called themselves the Aeonic Primacy and immediately set to work conquering and subjugating the people of Lodestar Alpha. Though human, the Aeons were alien in their methods and motive, and they quickly overpowered the militarized forces of the Neo-Dominion through the use of an ancient portal system called the Varillian Tunnel. The first of these siege ships, Nishimura, departed Lodestar Alpha over 3 centuries ago and was primarily composed of engineers, scientists, and mecha pilots. After learning of the Aeon's takeover, it was on this ship that the SABER program was born. Much has changed on Lodestar Alpha since the Nishimura's departure, and as the first of the siege ships return home, they discover that the remaining Neo-Dominion have fully integrated with the Aeons and are actively at war with the splintered remains of the Terran Collective. The war-torn system is clinging to the little hope that remains to restore peace and order as the Aeons tear through one planet after another, stripping them of their resources and leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. The elite pilots that make up the SABER programs are needed now more than ever as something ancient and sinister awakens. Our story begins with the newest pilot hopefuls. All of their journeys have led them to the Iron Dawn, the smokescreen in front of the SABER program to keep inquiring minds at bay. Through rigorous training and what some would consider unethical scientific research, they have come together to form SABER Unit 12. On the eve of one of the most important days of their lives, these young pilots will have to adapt just to survive.
All right. Hello, beautiful people. Cool. Well, without further ado, everyone, let's go ahead and hop over and we will have our players introduce themselves once again and we will get started. Hi, guys.
Yes.
Hello. Hi, guys. All right. Looks like we've got audio coming in from voice chat. Chat, let me know. Make sure that we can hear you guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy. I need to turn my own, music. Okay, good. Thank God. Okay, well, at least they can hear you. That's the most important part. Might not be able to hear the music, but they can hear you. Alrighty, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick intro of everyone.
Sounds good. Yes, I'm Ryan, or Restabrooks on Twitch. I play Gray Hawkins, aka Saber Zero, and on Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff. It's Restabrooks.
All right, Jack, go ahead and tell us who you are, where we can find you, and who you are playing.
How you guys doing? I am a Jack Jacos TV. I am playing Quinn, codename Deceiver. Find me at on Twitch at Jack Jacos TV. Instagram, Facebook, all of them, minus TikTok. Don't do TikTok yet. But I am playing the hollow clone chassis, I guess. Yeah. But yeah.
All right. JD, tell us who you are, where we can find you, and who you're playing.
Hi, I'm JD.ST. I am playing Saber Phoenix, aka Light Rider. But you can find me everywhere that male hygiene products are sold. Wait, is that a thing? Yeah, beard products. I'm right in the beard products aisle. That's where you can find me. Also on Twitter.
Section beard.
Also on Twitter.
Also, Mashi keeps moving around in his camera frame and it's driving me crazy.
I'm sorry.
I'm really trying to stay in one place. I'm trying. It's tough.
Pick a spot.
I just start like rocking around. I'm like, I'm moving to everybody's
Yeah.
camera.
All right, Theo, tell us who you are, where we can find you, and who you are playing. You're muted, buddy.
Yeah, you're muted.
Theo, yep, you're muted.
I'm muted. I'm smart.
It wasn't me this week, you guys. It wasn't me.
God, that's fun.
Anyway, so I'm Theo. I'm playing Ralph Saber Romeo. You can find me here on Twitch, Theobald's Gaming, all one word. There's also, I saw Fraz put the little dooblies under our names. So same handle on Twitch. And yeah, I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and evenings and Saturday mornings.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah,
Alrighty. And last but certainly not least, Mashi, tell us who you are, where we can find you, and who you are playing.
So guys, I'm MoshXD. Find me on Twitch and YouTube. MoshXD, as you know. I'm playing as Cygnus, aka Saber Joker.
Alrighty. So, any questions, comments, or concerns before we get started?
Best of luck with the rolls tonight,
Yeah.
everyone.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern is
Much,
we
much.
can't get Mosh to sit still. That's my concern.
I'm sorry. Here, Mosh will zoom out of his camera so he still tries to stay in frame
he's
a lot.
already talking in third person.
Every time. It's just his
Not
thing.
even 10 minutes into the night and Moshi's in third person.
It's just his thing, JD. Like, you just have to accept it at this point, honestly.
I mean, listen, we've accepted it.
Yep.
We'll let it happen. Just
We-
let it happen.
We love and accept Mosh as one of our own.
Just a quick question before we start.
Yes.
All of our armor points and hit points do come back,
Yes.
right? Because I took armor points, and I
Yes.
think Theo took actual hit points last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you guys took a little bit of damage last time, but it was a simulation, so therefore any of that damage that you took is negated. And as we are coming into this next day of the story, you will get your one with the machine replenished as well.
Yay!
Oh,
So-
cool. Okay.
Gonna be
At this
using
point, you guys have had a long rest, so I will go ahead and I will grant you that back. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Let me
Huzzah.
Huzzah. All right.
Dang it,
Move this
Mosh.
around a little bit.
Uh-oh.
What? What did Mushy do this time?
You keep moving, that's what.
I'm sorry.
These windows
Joker
are
can't keep
small.
still.
Just
Just
find a
find it,
spot
okay?
and make sure you're comfy.
He's been waiting all week for this.
Oh dear God.
JD goes to elbow cam.
I went to the wrong cam.
Love it. Love it. No.
Wait, you have an elbow cam?
No.
Oh, damn.
No.
Well, when he switched it,
I mean,
wasn't
technically,
elbow, so-
yes, but also no.
No.
Nicest elbow on Twitch.
Weird.
That's good, Mosh. Stay zoomed out like that.
Weird
That's good.
flex, but okay.
Weird.
Perfect.
Weird. Weird.
All right. So as
There
Theo
we go.
is
Perfect. Good.
figuring
good. You're
out
good, Mosh. Stop messing.
as Theo is figuring out overlays and JD and Jack are showing off their glorious elbows, let's get into our recap. So, last time on Mecha Hack the Iron Dawn, our fledgling pilots began their final simulation the night before their graduation. In this simulation, they displayed their prowess in battle and their ability to work together as a team. After completing this final simulation, they were introduced to their new captain officially and granted their deployment pagers. After official business was settled, they retreated to their respective free time activities and eventually to their bunks. Libations were enjoyed to varying degrees, and you all found yourselves to rest for the evening. So as we open up, you all are sleeping soundly in your bunks and just winding down from the hectic day that you have had. As the siege ship prepares its final approach to the space-time rift, alarms begin to blare. You all expected this. Over the loudspeakers, you hear the voice of an emergency alert system. Gravity warning. All passengers proceed to the nearest safety rails. This is not a drill. Again, you were told to prepare for this, but it doesn't make it any less shocking because you were very much asleep. As the alarms continue to blare. Gravity warning. All passengers, please proceed to the nearest safety rails. This is not a drill.
Dang it, why now? Why? Like, look, I was going through a beautiful dream. You didn't really have to do this. Like, now, really? Couldn't I picked a different day?
So all of you proceed to slowly, groggily get out of your bunks, and thankfully enough, the safety rails for this type of gravity warning are pretty much like right next to your bunks. So really all you have to do is just like kind of roll over, clip in, and you're good to go.
Blink.
Yeah, as the alarms continue to blare and you continue to hear this successive gravity warning, eventually you do get to a point where if you are still in your bunk, you are now face first at the top of your bunk as the gravity generators are shut off as they're going through the maneuvers to enter through the space-time rift. It is about 3 o'clock in the morning. So you've just barely managed to get your long rest in, but you did still manage to gain the benefits of a long rest, meaning you grant your one with the machine back, and any hit points that you would have lost if it was outside of a simulation, any hit points that you would have lost would have regenerated.
Yay.
So you hear the creaking and moaning of the metal as this massive siege ship makes it through the space-time rift. As soon as it begins, however, the creaking comes to a stop, as the pressure around the hull of the ship seems to alleviate. The tension in the air is palpable, and you have no idea whether or not you've safely made it through. The all clear sounds, you kind of all plop back down into your bunks. And you all breathe a collective sigh of relief.
You guys okay?
I'm really sleepy.
That's one way to wake up.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't bother me a bit. I'm fine with it.
That shell alcohol.
You sure you didn't throw up?
No, we going back to sleep, or
So
we have something
Ralph
to do?
kind of didn't really wake up. He just clipped in like half awake, so he's just
Dang it, Ralph. Your man's sleeping peacefully. Like, what?
Ralph just
Still
slept
clipped
through it,
in.
It's fine.
So we can sleep through anything.
Quinn is still very hungover from the
Like-
shell rum.
The
one
sip.
drink he had.
Hey, Quinn, you good, buddy?
I'm a little queasy.
So essentially everyone except for Ralph has unclipped at this point, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, are you guys trying to go back to sleep or are you up and moving around? What's the call here?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Go back to sleep, or you just want to roam around the ship? Because why not?
Well, remember, you guys have a big day. You might want to be rested, but
Captain thinks we should go to sleep. I'm down with it.
Yeah, Captain
Your
says,
words,
Captain
sir.
does.
Let's go back to sleep.
I mean,
It's too early for this crap.
Ralph over there is still sleeping, so
If he's
you
still
can-
sleeping, that's good enough for
if
me.
you can manage to wake him up.
he's relaxed. I'm relaxed.
All right. So you all managed to tuck yourselves back in and find yourselves back to sleep, knowing that in just a few hours you have to report to the deck where the training simulations were held so that you can go be escorted to your graduation ceremony, which happens on the Lido deck. Unfortunately, as you are all finding yourselves back to sleep, the moments of peace don't last. As you're all awoken yet again to a crashing, thunderous boom, and your bunks rock and shake, and the metal around you creaks and moans and groans.
It's always something.
I would like to clip back in.
Soon after, another. The same feeling. It feels, although you've never set foot on a planet, you've been described what an earthquake sounds like, with the exception of Hawkins and Cygnus. You have never felt the sensation of an earthquake. You have been described what it feels like, but you've never felt it before.
I'm gonna just hide under the bed. Safety first.
This is definitely the quaking of the entirety of this siege ship. Another massive booming sound, and the lights flicker off. Emergency lights come up. And you hear the quiet but persistent, repetitive beeping of Captain Gray's pager. Then one by one...
Are you going to get that, or just let it beep, Captain? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, 5 more minutes, Mom.
You're the responsible one here, sir.
Yeah.
As you all are having this conversation, one by one, the rest of your pagers that were just given to you start to beep, and the little lights begin to flicker.
You guys pick up your pager there, or no?
Yep, picking it up.
Somebody want to wake up Ralph, please?
Hey, Ralph! Wake up!
Oh, you guys are so loud. What is it now?
Check your pager, buddy.
Pretty lights. Okay, what's next?
Sir?
So, Captain Gray, you are the only person in this room who knows what this means. You're being deployed.
Well, gents, it looks like it might be go time. We need get yourselves sorted, and we got to meet on deck.
As you prepare,
we should,
and gather yourselves, you all hear the words of Director Akira echoing in your ear. Be ready. Captain Gray, you were granted access codes yesterday before the final simulation to a weapons panel on the wall. So you would know where that is and what the access codes are.
I'm going to go to the panel and input the code. Boop, beep, boop, bop, boop.
So the entirety, you see Captain Gray approach this panel and input access codes into a keypad that you didn't even know existed. You've been living in this bunk for the past several years, and you had no idea that this was there. So the entire wall panel next to the access port for the door just slides right out. And inside you see pilot-sized replicas of each of your mech weapons.
We shit. In all honesty.
Quinn runs and grabs the chain really fast.
I go grab my sword, my bow, and everything else that I need.
I'd also like to slip on my auto bow onto my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Locked and loaded.
Ralph's walking over, kind of just pulling the upper half of his jumpsuit over, securing it, grabs a mini mortar launcher on his shoulder, and just slings a chain gun over the other one.
All right, since now I'm looking like Robin Hood, what do we do?
So at this point, the emergency lights have begun to flicker as another, what you now recognize to be an explosion, rocks your quarters.
Guys, I think that was an explosion.
So, Captain, what are we doing? Are we going to check this out, or what's up?
Yeah. Astute observation there, Quinn. Yeah, everybody report to the deck. We're definitely under attack. Now, just as a side note,
Mhm.
from the weapons side, you said that they were pilot-sized, so it was just like strap over the sniper and flick open the sight. Is pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they are like, like a standard. So essentially
Okay.
it would be like for the sniper rifle, it'd be like probably the size of an M40 sniper rifle.
Cool.
Bolt action.
Sounds good.
The scythe, like again, kind of imagining, since we were going along the lines of like the ruby scythe, that it could fold down and just
Yeah.
Dude, at least be
Ooh.
cool. Make it the McMillan.
I look at the scythe. I'm like, ooh.
drools and engineer.
Just true.
Yeah. As you all make your way to the door, before you can even set foot out of it, it slides open and you are greeted with the visage of Director Akira. It is holographic, and she has essentially come to knowing that you guys wouldn't know what to do outside of Captain Hawkins. And she doesn't say anything. She just looks at you, looks up and down, gives you a nod, and gestures to follow her.
Roger that, Commander.
Yes, ma'am.
Ralph, you're muted again.
Oh, I know. I'm talking to my stream. Shh.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. All right. So, as you exit and follow the holographic projection of Director Akira, you begin to run towards the hangar bays. On your way to the hangar bays, you pass by one of the many observation decks. And you take a look outside and see a view that you've never seen before, only seen in your classes. The yellow, dusted, beautiful galaxy that you recognize to be Lodestar Alpha.
Mhm.
You have successfully made it through the space-time rift. And as you stand there, awestruck, seemingly unable to take your eyes away, you notice that stars are falling. One by one by one, then 5, then 10, then 30. And as
Okay.
you pay closer attention, you realize that these are not stars. These are mecha that are falling from the sky. And as you look up, you see 2 massive Gigas class Aeon carriers.
Well, looks like the fun begins, boys.
You and I
Let's
have very
go.
different meanings to the word fun.
I
And
mean, hey, if it doesn't risk your life, can you really say it's fun?
I second that. Big time.
yet another explosion rocks, and the glass surrounding this observation deck begins to crack from the stress of having multiple explosions rock the frame of this ship.
Cygnus, get the duct tape. Cygnus.
And as you look,
I'm
Director
on
Akira is continuing towards the hangar bays.
Yep,
I
following.
think we should follow the holographic lady.
I
Yes,
second that.
Romeo. Let's follow the holographic lady.
All right. She continues to lead you down the maze of corridors and passageways through the belly of this massive ship, most of which none of you have fully explored. It's immeasurably massive. It is at least the size of a planet, being that it carries part of a planet with it. And a lot of these places have been off limits to you up until now. So as you continue to ascend, descend, left, right, none of you are really able to keep straight which direction that you're going. You make it towards the giant doors with the number 57 on it.
Interesting.
Hawkins, you being the only person who has ever been to a hangar bay, you recognize this immediately. And you know what is on the other side, and it is your mech suits. Soon after you arrive, the real Director Akira appears from the other side as the doors begin to open. And her tiny, tiny body in the midst of these absolutely massive doors really puts into picture just how big this ship that you call home is. And on the other side of this door, you see for the very first time your physical mech suits.
Yeah.
Gleaming and glistening, freshly manufactured and newly polished, all ready for the parade that was to be your graduation
run over to
ceremony.
the mech and start instantly just putting my hands all over it, like, ooh, shiny, shiny, ooh.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Ralph just slaps Quinn on the back heartily, like as a friend, but kind of might send him flying by accident.
Quinn picks himself up after the back pat and goes, "Dibs on that one."
This one's mine.
Hawkins, your mech suit is here as well. It is near the front, and it looks like it's gotten a fresh coat of paint and some maybe newfangled features that you weren't expecting them to install for you.
Ooh.
So, in addition to the 4 and +1 that Hawkins' team seems to be walking towards, there's another mech. Scout class. Massive longbow on the back. Cygnus, you recognize this mecha, as it is the same one that you repaired after it crash landed into your shop all those years ago.
I look at it and I'm like, I have eyes just glistening of like different bunch of stars, just like smiling just happily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it goes. He's going to geek out again.
On the
I'm gonna geek out again.
On the front of each of your mech suits, there is the symbol of a sword with the number 12. The sword is bisecting in between the 1 and the 2. And you know that this is the symbol of your unit. And each of you has an individual logo next to it as well that echoes your call signs. And on the unfamiliar mech, you see an iron feather crossed with a sword. And you instantly, all seeing this this logo, you recognize this as being Director Akira's mech. She's going with you. So, do you all suit up?
Yep. Jumping into my mech.
Let's do it.
All right.
Turning everything on, looking at everything like, ooh, I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
Once I'm in my mech, I look up at Theo's mech. Just kind of, oh, that one's big.
As you all strap in and, are either through various means or another, some of you are lifted in by the hand of your mech. Some of you have an elevator built into the leg. There's all kinds of means of entry into your mechs. But as you sit back and engage the neural link, it feels foreign but familiar. As you are now linking with hardware instead of just software. So they echoed it as best as they could, but it is still a bit of a shock to your system. And you take a moment to gather yourselves, kind of work out the cricks, and get ready for battle.
A little bit slower than
That
it
gives
is in
Ralph
the
the Jubilees.
That's a little bit slower than it is in The Sims. Not gonna lie, I feel a little slow here. It's gonna take some getting used to. There's a bit of latency on my system between my input and the reaction. We'll deal with it. It's not bad.
As long as you have a sandwich, it'll be fine, Phoenix.
Listen, I'm over the. When a guy's hungry one day because he forgets to eat breakfast, and you guys aren't gonna let me live it down. See how it is.
Which
Never.
it is important to note that in the back of each of your mechs, not just light riders, there is a supply of rations and water.
Yes.
Just in case. They're not, it's not a sandwich by any shape of the word, but it is definitely food.
I'll take it. I ain't complaining.
And Light Rider, as you're kind of sitting in your mech, adjusting and dealing with some of the latency that you're not expecting to experience, the neural unit itself begins to kind of adjust based on the speed of your processing power and speeds up the machine to match your latency. So before
That's
you
feeling better.
Yeah, it has a bit of a calibration process for each of you, except for Hawkins, who has been in his physical mech before. But the rest of you are all strapped in and ready to go as the voice of director Akira comes over the loudspeakers and says, "Well, this was certainly not the way that I had planned to introduce you all to your respective machines. However, as you get used to and begin to sit in them and do more in them, you will see that they will begin to respond and meld with you as they did in the simulations."
Director, that sounds a little bit dirty, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, I'm going off script a little bit here, Mosh. Give me a little bit of grace.
Wow, Mosh.
I'm Joker, what do you mean?
You're brave.
Maneuvers, battles,
does.
fights, weapon
Suddenly,
calibrations.
Out of gas.
God.
Yeah.
Joker? Nah, just be Joker? Okay.
So, as all of you know, this is again Director Akira speaking. We're under siege. Our goal is to get out there and disable the 2 cruisers. I will need one of my fellow scouts to come with me in order to do that.
I'll go.
There's only 2 of you. Flip a coin.
All right. How about this? Cygnus, I've worked with you in the past. You come with me. Quinn, you helped to take out a couple of the closer people who are probably going to be on the other side of this launch bay door, and then join up with us. Each of your mechs has been equipped with 2 EMP bombs, and we will be planting 3 on each cruiser.
You said
So-
2.
2 EMP bombs for each you and Cygnus.
Sweet.
So, and she gestures towards a back compartment and pulls out one of the EMPs. It is like in palm-sized, what am I trying to say?
Mech palm sized.
It's about this big in comparison to a mech.
Yeah,
it is
gotcha,
about the
gotcha.
size of a 16-liter water bottle, but scale that up like a bunch.
They're holding a thermal detonator.
Looks
Gotcha.
like a flash
Essentially.
thing.
Yeah, essentially. So, you two have those, so go ahead and add those to your inventories real quick, or your equipment.
Already added.
Cool. Captain Hawkins,
Yes, ma'am.
are you prepared to lead the charge against our enemies?
Absolutely.
I'm happy to hear it. And she punches a giant red button just for effect. And the hangar bay doors open, and the vacuum of space is allowed inside of this hangar. So you all take a moment to adjust. Granted, your mechs are massive in weight, so they don't go anywhere, but you take a moment to adjust to the fact that you are now going to be fighting in 0 gravity. And before you see the flight trails of multiple mechs, as well as Aeon fighter jets is the best way that I can describe it. Just as
Nice.
more explosions start going off in the horizon, and you see your own mechs are responding as well. So you're not alone in this, but it is definitely an all hands on deck situation.
Internal hype intensifies.
This is fun.
So what would
Ralph
you all
just
like
kind
to
of
do?
throws the hands of his mech up in the air.
All right,
Director,
let's
let's
light
go.
this candle.
Love the enthusiasm, Ralph. Are you guys ready?
Hoorah!
Light Rider standing by. Let's rock and roll.
Deceiver falling in.
Perfect.
I'm ready to go.
All right, guys. Saber team, let's roll.
Awesome. Love it. All right. So as you jettison your way out of the hangar bay, you are immediately greeted by just absolute chaos. That's the best way that I can describe it, because that's exactly what it is. And you're taking a moment to orient yourself in just the confusion that is space. And as you do so, Cygnus,
Hoorah.
Director Akira, links up with you, and you head off towards the cruisers. So your initiative is going to be different than everyone else's at the moment.
Roger.
She engages her cloaking field. Do you follow?
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry about testing reactor right now, because you're,
Okay.
as of right now, this is considered technically out of combat. So, for
Got
you at least. The rest of you, as you make your way out, almost immediately, 2 patrol mechs, as well as 1 mech that looks to be of a similar class as Light Rider and Hawkins mechs, greet you. I'd like us to roll initiative, please.
That's
That is a mobility
Well,
or systems check, depending on which is higher.
Doesn't matter for me.
I got a 3.
Okay, so that's a pass.
I got a 2.
That is also a pass.
I got a 3
God.
as
I
well.
love when you roll like that.
It'd be great if we were D&D. I got an 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ralph, you failed?
Yeah, hard.
Okay.
But we don't think you're a
And
failure,
Hawkins, pass or fail?
3.
Is this
Okay,
how
so
you
it's
light the
pass.
candlestick, Ralph?
Wow.
All right, so of the 3 of you, we've got Deceiver, Phoenix, and Zero. Which one of you 3 would like to go first?
I'm good. Let's go.
I can go first. I went first
Go
last
for it.
time.
Okay.
What up?
All right, so can you explain to me what I'm seeing again? Just
Yeah, so in front of you right now, there are 2 patrol mechs. They look to be lightly armored and seem to be scouts. Basically just typical.
Are they enemy scouts? Or
Oh yeah, they are. You can definitely tell they are
they're
Aeonic
bad
of design. Yeah. And then there's also additionally a smaller size of the like Aeonic mech that you fought in the simulator, like not but a few hours ago.
And what kind of range are we to these?
I would say that you are in a near distance to all of them, as they have seen you come out and have descended upon you.
Okay. I would like to cloaking field.
Okay, I believe you roll your reactor for that, right?
1 second. I don't.
Yes, roll your reactor die.
And that is a D6.
Yep.
2.
Okay, so that unfortunately is a failure, because one or two on your reactor die is a failure. So that would be a downgrade to a D4 for your reactor die.
Uh-oh.
As you engage the cloaking field, you're still getting used to the physical hardware of the mech itself, and it does overheat your reactor.
Oh. Sag.
What
Okay.
were you saying earlier, Quinn?
Light it up.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
Oh, I thought that was my turn.
No, you can take 2 actions per turn. So your use action, that was 1 to engage your cloaking field. and then you can have
I did
one more
engage. I
action.
thought you said I failed on engagement.
No, you engaged it. It just caused your reactor to overheat.
Okay.
So
And
you
did I take any
downgraded your
armor damage
reactor.
that time? Because I know I did last time.
You did what now? I'm sorry.
Last time this happened, I took armor damage.
No, that's because you engaged your one with a machine.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if you're not
Which
going
you
to
could
engage that
do-
right now,
Yeah.
you could do that, or you could just hold out for now.
I think I'm gonna hold out because Light Rider can get my back if
Yep.
my reactor
Yeah.
gets bad again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So you still have one action that you can do.
This music is awesome.
It really is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just want to hold off. Honestly,
Okay.
I want to see what happens before I do anything too crazy.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Phoenix, Zero, which one of you would like to go next? Because this will decide turn order from here on.
Phoenix, I give you
I
the
can go.
Uh,
honors.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay, so I'm near distance, right? So let's
Yeah.
just let's get in there and go at it with the sword with the little guy, the little baby guy.
Okay.
Let's just take his head off.
All right. Go ahead and roll an attack for me. So this is a power test for you.
Everything I do is off that D8 anyway, except for that one thing. So
So this is a power
Right.
test, so it's a D20 for your
Oh, it is?
test.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
Oh, good.
This is an 8.
An 8. So is that under
Yeah.
your power?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's under my power 13, so I pass.
Awesome. Yep, you pass. So go ahead and roll your D8 hit die, or your
Gotcha.
D8 hit die, damage dice.
1.
Okay, so that's 1 point of damage to this
Sag.
little Aeon patrol mech. So
Do
you
it
can,
again.
okay. Go ahead, roll another power test.
Another power test. Okay,
Yes,
got it.
power test first.
9, which passes my
Okay.
13, so that's fine. And then 6.
Okay, so the first hit, you are still kind of getting used to the way that this physical mech moves. You make a slash with your sword and just graze the side of graze the side of
that much
again.
What the freak?
But then you compensate and you feel the neural link engage and try and tweak things as you're fighting, and turn your sword back up and just behead the thing.
That feels a little bit better. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. I think I got it all under control now. That feels a little bit better. There we go.
All
You're
right.
starting better than the last time.
Good to hear.
I mean, hey, listen, this guy, they're already losing their heads over here. You know what I mean?
All right. So that is a right there. Awesome. Okay, so that has taken care of one. I do need you to go ahead and roll your reactor die since you took 2 of the same actions in one turn.
And that's a 10.
Okay, so that is a pass. Wait, did you roll? Hang on,
I rolled
you've
the
got
wrong dice. Hold
you've
on.
got a
No, I'm
D8. I was
supposed to
gonna
roll a
say, hold
D8.
up.
Yeah. I get
You
it.
super won.
Listen, I'm learning. I don't know how to roll these dice. Okay, a D8. Gotcha.
It's okay. He didn't eat his
7. That's a
sandwiches this
7.
morning.
Okay, so
That's
that's
a
a pass. So your
Okay.
reactor does not overheat.
Well, that's good to know.
All right, 0
All
is
right.
your turn.
And so there are other small enemies in the immediate area.
Yeah, so there is currently one more of the patrol mechs, and there is the Aeonic striker class mech
Okay.
that is
Um,
still making its way towards you.
Okay. I'll engage the other small scout.
Okay.
Would it require a move action to get to him?
From where
Oh,
you are,
sure.
you're considered at close or at near distance, so you need 1 to
Okay.
get to close.
Okay. Then I will use a move action and then attack him with the scythe.
Okay. Go right ahead. Roll a power test for me.
That is a D20, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Power test 15.
Okay, which is below your
pass.
power. So awesome. Go ahead and roll your D8 damage die.
Beauty. 3.
3. Okay, so you, with a flourish, bring this scythe out and engage the blade and slash across the chest of this mech. Still standing, but it is heavily hurt.
Okay.
Okay. So it is now their turn. The one that is in combat with you is going to take a hit at you. And then the striker class is going to try and Okay, it does not notice Quinn. So it is going to use its beam spitter attack at Zero and Phoenix. So I need Hawkins and Light Rider both to roll mobility checks for me.
Okay. And it has to be under to succeed still, or
Correct.
over? So under. Okay, everything's under, right?
Everything's under except for reactor die, which has to be over a 2.
That's a 5, so
Okay.
I passed.
That's a pass.
4.
And that's a pass. Okay, so the patrol mech tries to slash back at you with its laser axe, and it misses you, thankfully. And
Laser axe, jeez.
laser axe, yeah, these guys ain't messing around. And the beam spitter attack you see as just these, like, I guess pieces of the shoulder plating come up, and just a massive, like, collection of beam energy just shoots out and splinters into 100 smaller pieces and just whizzes by your heads as it's doing this. And
Wow.
and in addition, you see now 4 additional of the patrol mechs descending upon your position, as well as 2 of the fighters have now begun to make their way towards you.
So in total, how many we're seeing now?
In total, there are 4 Aeon patrol mechs, 2 of the fighter jets, and 1 of the striker class Aeon mechs.
Okay.
So total, you are dealing with 7 enemies.
And what are these fighters? Are they about our size? Are they smaller than us? Are
They
more
are
like drones,
definitely
or are they
smaller than
manned?
you. So they are advanced fighter jets, piloted by aces. They're extremely mobile, but very fragile.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
And we're still outside of we're still in a vacuum, correct?
Yeah, you guys are in space at this point. You
Okay,
have
that's what I
left the
thought.
hangar. You are in space. I would say that you're probably about 200 to 300 meters away from the Nishimura, as like in general. And
Okay.
as you like look back, quick point of detail here. As you look back towards the ship, the sheer size is just like you can't even
It's
see
big.
you can't see the entire ship from bow to stern from where you are. It's massive. So-
she said.
God dang it, JD. Ralph,
I
it
didn't
is
say that.
your
That
turn.
was-
Yes, you did.
That was Theo. Totally Theo. I heard it. Look at Theo's face. There it was. There it
Anyway.
was.
Wait, Fraz is drinking a soda.
So juicy.
I'm not going to challenge that.
It's so juicy.
How far
Okay,
from me
so who's
are
up?
the,
It's Ralph.
are
I'm
the
sorry.
nearest mechs?
They are at a close or a near distance to you
they're-
at
so
this
they're,
point.
They're on us.
Including the striker.
The striker, yes. The striker is currently engaged with, one patrol mech is currently engaged with Hawkins. The striker is at, it's further back. So I would say it's in between a near and or like a near and a far distance. Not quite far enough. It's like at the outer edge of that near distance.
So if I attack the striker with my chain gun, am I going to get a disadvantage for the
No.
range? Okay. So I'm going to take aim at the striker with the chain gun then.
Okay, go ahead and roll a power test for
Light
me.
him up.
14. That
That's a
should
pass for you,
I
yeah.
think. Well, I have a +2, so what am I, 16? I still pass. Okay.
Yeah, because your power is redonkulous.
Yeah. I am big beefy boy. All right.
Yeah.
Big beefy boy.
Okay. Then my hit die is a D10.
Oh, that sound though.
8.
Mhm.
8 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. So as you take aim at this striker class Aeon mech, it is smaller than the one that you saw in the training simulation, but still of about a similar chassis. The smooth chitinous looking form, almost insect-like in its presentation. You take aim with this massive chain gun that you are still learning how to use and you've never used in zero gravity, and just absolutely bust a hole straight through its chest. It is
Nice.
Nice.
and it just explodes. So that is a confirmed kill for Ralph.
That'd be
This one is tiny and squishy.
And as you say that, 2 more of the exact same kind descend upon you.
Welcome to the party.
So, at this point, Cygnus, it
I feel like you
is
did that just to spite me
to
now.
it is to you, and oh no, they were coming. They were coming.
Hoorah!
All right. So the two, you and Director Akita, have started making your way up and around towards these 2 Gigas class cruiser ships. She marks on your HUD the specific locations, which, quick point of order, Quinn, you see this happening as well on your HUD, kind of in it's like a window within a window kind of situation. As
Pop up. Okay.
yeah, as she marks the specific points where these EMP bombs need to be planted.
Cool.
So I'm going to say that both Director Akira and Cygnus, you guys take your entire turns advancing towards these ships. Is there anything that you want to do in the meantime?
So, do I get to fly one of these things, Director?
I sincerely doubt it, as
Ha!
most
Damn
of the
it.
ones that we've been
Shut
able to
down.
retrieve are completely irrecoverable.
Am I able to fix one?
Well,
Or build
unfortunately,
my own for any chance?
as of right now, we don't have the resources to do that. However,
Damn it.
should we survive this battle and make our way back home, that might change.
She's
Promise,
thinking
right?
like three sessions into the future or something.
I know, right?
Damn
Always.
straight I am.
So,
So,
okay.
all right, no, that'll be all. Just having a conversation with the director. That's pretty much it.
Okay, no problem. All right, so we're back at the top of the initiative order, so we are back up to Deceiver.
So I have the 2 EMP bombs on me. Should I separate from the group and go towards the second?
That is completely your choice.
All right. Is there anyone that's not engaged in combat currently within our little group here?
As of right now, Phoenix
None of us are,
has
right?
well,
I just finished my
Hawkins.
guy.
Hawkins is the only one who is currently engaged in combat, but there are 2, 4, 6,
7
8. 8.
8? Okay.
One that's been heavily damaged, but it's like one of the little ones. So
And these fighter ships, how far away are these now? Because I know that they were at quite a distance.
they
from the
are
scene
currently
originally.
at a far distance.
They're at a
And there are
far
2 of
distance?
them. Yes, and there are
There's
2 of them.
them?
Yes.
Okay. And the 2 small Aeonic mechs that came out after Ralph had taken out the other.
Oh no, those are striker class. Those are
Those are
2 of the
striker
striker class.
Okay,
So
and
currently
what kind of
there are currently 4 of the little patrol mechs.
Yeah.
One of them is heavily damaged and currently engaged with 0.
Okay.
2 of the fighter jets, which are at a far distance, and 2 of the striker class mechs that are descending just upon your
Okay, so
general position. They are
4
still
mechs
at
that are on 0.
Mhm.
They're at a near
And if you
distance,
don't
correct?
understand what all that is and can't keep it all in your head, join me. 'Cause
That's why I continue to ask, because I want to make
Yeah.
sure I know.
no, thank you, because I
I'm building an image.
yeah.
That's
So
what Fraz is the
that's
game
the right way. That's the
master.
way to do
She
it.
has everything.
Okay.
So you
and
have-
what kind of position am I 2 zeros fight currently?
as of
Missionary.
right now, God, JD,
Doggy.
boys,
Sorry,
children.
what happened?
So I would say that you are currently at a near distance.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that happened.
It's a reflex.
To answer your question, you're currently at a near distance to
Okay.
Zero's fight.
And they don't know that I'm there because I'm currently cloaked, correct?
As far as you're aware, yes.
Okay, I would like to move in behind one of
That's
these
reassuring.
and full Nelson them. Come up behind the mech with my arms.
Okay.
And
All right. So that would be your ambush ability, yeah?
would it? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause you're hidden.
that-
Go ahead and roll a power test to attack with advantage.
and that's okay. D20.
Yep.
11.
Okay.
My power
So
is 10, and you said I had advantage.
you have
on that?
advantage.
And what does advantage give me? Plus
Advantage
1, plus 2?
gives you advantage means you can roll twice and take the better roll.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
roll again.
Yep.
That's a 3. Well, let's definitely take the 3.
Okay. So that one is a success. So
You didn't
go
have to
ahead.
Think about that too long.
Go
I don't
ahead
know
and
why.
roll your damage die, plus you deal an additional d6 damage. So roll 2d6 on this attack.
2d6. Okay.
Yes.
6 and a 3.
Okay, so that's 8 points of damage. You come up and you successfully full Nelson it.
Oh
Heck yeah.
let's go.
Nice.
I'm essentially holding it in place for you, dude.
Oh no, you're attempting to hold it in place, but you you pull a
crushed
little too hard and just crush it.
Nice.
As
Effective.
it crushes, I whisper, "Sorry."
All
The
right.
most Canadian kill ever. Sorry.
Right? Okay. So you are still cloaked, but essentially this invisible force has just once again with Quinn
Decimated.
coming in and just absolutely invisibly decimating these mechs.
Attaboy.
Found it.
Okay, so let me take this dude off. So now we're at
Yeah, get out of here.
3.
How
Okay.
does WWE kill someone?
So that was your move action and an attack action. So that completes your turn, and it is up
Yes.
to Phoenix. Your turn, my friend.
All
How
right.
do you
so
do a suplex in space?
You just
He
throw
found
them
a way.
towards
I'm
I'm
whatever.
just like
It just
imagining.
happens,
I'm
man.
imagining that he brought his arms like up under the shoulders and like
Just, like,
into the
crushed it.
face and just like crushed it against like his own chassis. That's kind of what I was imagining.
I'm good with this. I'm very good with this.
If I don't get to jump off of one of the other mechs and like pile drive another mech, I'm not impressed.
Right?
All right, Phoenix, what are you doing?
Let's just go for the next. I mean, he took out the one that I was going to go after with him. Since
They're all
he
kind of
crushed
like
him.
yeah, they're all
So-
kind of going.
Rushed it.
Do I have a way to get more than one of them with at one fell swoop? How many EMP bombs do we have?
You have
We
exactly
definitely
6,
shouldn't use
and
those.
that's
That's coming
exactly
from
how
Quinn.
many
We
that
have
you need
exactly
to.
enough. We
you
don't have one
ex-
extra
Nope,
crap.
you have exactly enough with enough successes to take down the cruisers. There are 2 cruisers, and that's all you guys could muster was 6 EMPs.
Okay, so let me see
4 of
something.
which are with you guys. Like our group only has 2.
You guys
correct?
only have 2, and they're the ones that are on Deceiver.
So let's do this then.
I love what
Let's
Raleigh
go
said
ahead
in
and
your
use
chat, by the
my
way.
let's use my reckless attack here.
Okay.
So that
Oh,
means
God.
I'll roll 2 damage die, so that'll be attacking 2 different people, right?
So I believe that a reckless attack gives you advantage. Let me double check.
It says I can
here.
reduce my AP by 2 to roll 1 additional damage die.
Okay, so you have to hit it first.
Okay, well, I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it.
So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll a power test for me. Are you going in with your sword again?
No. Let's do this with the pistol.
Okay. Okay. I will say that you're at a distant enough situation right now because they're kind of over in a different general area that you won't have disadvantage.
Okay. So then, yeah. So let's attack whoever's closest to me.
Okay.
So is that a D20 or a D8?
So it'll be a D20 power test.
Okay.
To attack.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's a 6, so 13 power, so I pass that.
Okay. So are you aiming for the one that Hawkins has already injured or for the one that's uninjured?
Yeah, let's take the injured one so we can take... That should take him out, I would hope.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage dice. So that's your D8. And
Gotcha.
you can choose to use your reckless attack against an enemy with half health.
Okay.
Or you can just roll.
Okay,
Roll that die.
That's a 5.
DM,
Yeah, you
generous.
definitely decimate that one.
Okay, so he's down, so now I have my next... Right? Because I reckless attack, right?
So at this point, Yeah, no, it doesn't give you
So
an extra
it doesn't
attack.
give me an extra roll?
It gives you an extra damage die when you hit to deal more damage, is how that
gotcha.
works. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's taken out, so we're good. All right. So really, I should only use that on somebody that's massive.
Probably.
Lesson
JD,
learned.
it's like the difference between throwing a jab and a Superman punch. One's just a probe, the other you're all in.
Well, I did what I was shooting for. I took him out, right? So I have one more move, right?
Yep.
All right, well, let's take out the next closest guy. And we'll go same thing, revolver.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your power test.
Gotcha. 15. Uh-oh.
Okay, so that's a failure,
That
right?
fails. Yeah.
All right. So unfortunately, you missed your second shot, and I need you to roll your reactor die as well.
That's a 5 on the reactor die.
Okay, so that's a pass, so you do not overheat.
Well, I missed that shot.
My Twicer's batting 500. It's at least better than the last round.
Don't worry, you got one.
Listen, I'm doing everything I can over here. Let's get these guys mopped up and get into the, dropping these EMPs on these guys. I'm tired of dealing with this crap. And
Anybody else want a hug? Anybody else want a hug?
Just keep hugging. You're doing great.
All right. 0, it is your turn.
Okay. Since Light Rider and I are pretty close, I assume the one that he shot at but missed would be within close or near distance to me.
Close.
Close? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna... Although with close... Okay, I'm going to slash out with the with my scythe at it.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead and roll a power test for me.
Power test.
Get it.
12.
Okay, so that is a pass for you.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll your D8 hit dice.
D8. 7.
All right, and that is on the data one. So yeah, you just slice it right in half.
Nice.
Just once again, the first strike didn't quite have the penetrating power. Light Rider cleaned it up for you, but this one you kind of turn your scythe around and just bring it down and go just like a hot knife through butter. Cut this thing straight in half on a diagonal axis. It's fantastic.
The captain's showing us how it's done.
All right, at this point, so that one is dead, but these two both have a fresh beam spitter attack, so I need Hawkins, Light Rider, Ralph, and Quinn all to roll mobility checks. Quinn, I need you to roll with advantage, please.
And that means for this
Roll twice,
twice.
take the better roll.
Okay.
I failed.
16 and 1. I'll take the 1.
Okay, so that's a crit. That's heck yeah, you'll take the one.
This is a mobility check, sorry?
Mobility, yes.
11.
Okay, which is a pass for you.
Get in my
JD.
teeth.
JD, I need you to roll mobility. Please.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, I was having some comms issues. What did you need me to roll? Sorry.
Mobility
You're coming
check.
loud and
Mobility test, please.
Apologies.
It's all good.
It's a 3.
Okay, so Ralph, you were the only one who failed, correct?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
No.
We're
So
gonna put some jump jets on his Mac. Something.
I'm gonna have
You
some
know the
trust.
next system I'm putting points
so
into.
you
That's all
take-
I gotta say.
you take, Ralph, all of your armor. Your armor is stripped off of one side of your arm, and
Oh, no.
additionally, 2 points of HP. You take 11 points of damage from that beam spitter attack.
Holy crap.
As 2 of these massive beam aeonic energy, these aeonic energy beams just careen towards you and just bam, bam, one after another, stripping away the metal and taking hits to the interior systems of your mecha.
Oh, no.
Not going to lie, that would hurt a bit.
We need to
Alright.
offer support to Ralph.
I'd worry less about me missing my shots and you not getting shot.
And they continue. They were at a far distance. At this point, they have continued and are now at a near distance. So that's those 2.
They're coming
and-
into
Ralph is
range
gonna
for
like
me.
blame it on
Yeah,
the
they're coming into range.
lack of gravity.
Additionally, the 2 Aeonic fighters, they are essentially just doing passing blows against you. So I need 4. Hang on.
Can
At
I
this
again
point,
say how good this music is?
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
idea.
It's
Yes,
really
It's so
immersive.
good.
Thank
Super
you.
immersive.
I'm almost slightly distracted by it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like-
I'm like into it. Like, oh yeah.
all right. So
Inside my
yeah, I'm with you.
Fight night time, yeah.
I need Zero and Phoenix to roll 2 more mobility checks for me.
Frick.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, who was that again?
Zero and Phoenix.
Okay.
So not you,
9.
as you're not painted.
I got a 4 and a
Flipping that
6.
as well.
So just one mobility check.
You
JD.
said 2.
No. I need
What?
you to
Oh,
roll.
okay.
As in you
All
two
right, I'm not the
peoples.
only one that misunderstood.
No,
Sorry.
I rolled twice. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh my gosh, I got a 5 this time. So right in between.
Okay. Hawkins, did you pass or fail?
A pass.
Pass.
That's a pass.
Okay, cool. So as they come in and they the similar beam energy turrets are taking just passing shots at you, and they take a long, wide breath to try and come and turn back around. Additionally, 2 more are coming in from the same attack pattern.
We need to get rid of those things.
Yep, they're gonna get annoying. That's the point.
Who wants to take these things out with me?
Okay, so last but not least, there is still one more patrol mech at this point. It is in close distance with you, Hawkins, and as it attempts to make an escape, you do get an attack of opportunity. So go ahead and roll a power test for me.
Our test?
Power
Okay.
test to try and hit it.
That is a 15. Oh, just gets it.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage dice.
1.
You come
Wow.
off utilizing the momentum of your downward diagonal decimation of the last mech that was in front of you. Curve it up and try and nick this to destroy this mech before it could run away. Unfortunately, you don't have the penetrative power behind your backswing, and you just cut across the JD. You cut across the back, and it successfully utilizes all of its movement and is now at a far distance from you.
Oof.
So that ends their turn. Ralph, you are up.
So, from my position, the 2 striker class mechs are at a near distance.
They would be from you. They would be considered, a near distance at this point because they're advancing on your position.
Okay. So Ralph's gonna target the closer of the 2.
Okay.
It's like, friends, I'm going to need some help. I can't take another one of those beam attacks.
And he's just going to use the chain gun and aim at the nearest one.
Okay. Roll your
I'll be
power
back real
test
quick.
for me.
Oh my god, 16 again, but it's a pass.
That's a pass. Barely.
Okay. Where's my D10? Give me my D10.
Yeah, ties go to the attacker, correct?
Yes.
Another 8.
Okay.
man.
Yet again, you channeling this you've never been hurt like this before. This is a new experience for you. And just kind of channeling this anger and, just grumpiness, maybe still a little groggy and angry that you had to wake up as early as you have, and just blast a hole straight through his chest. It explodes. It's fantastic.
So I'm going to use my option for a second attack.
Okay.
I'm going to target the second striker.
Go ahead.
5. That one definitely hits.
All right.
That one's a 9.
All right, and yet again, just absolutely decimate these striker class mechs, one after another, falling to Ralph's chain gun. I do need you to roll a reactor die because you took 2 of the same actions.
And trying to remember what mine is.
Yours
D6.
is a D6. Hits hard, but there's a drawback to that power.
As Ralph is unloading, though, he just channels the heavy from Team Fortress.
Cry some more. 3 on the reactor.
Okay, so that is a pass. All right. So the 3 Aeon strikers that have descended upon your position were handily dealt with by Ralph. And it is now we're getting to Cygnus and Akita as they continue to advance towards the cruiser ships. So you guys are still at, I would say, probably a far distance at this point. So one more turn, one more round, and then you guys will be able to start planting bombs. So we got you. She's painted everything on your HUD. You guys are continuing to just kind of have this lovely conversation. Actually, I need for you to roll a systems check for me real quick.
Who's that?
Or sorry, not systems. Presence, Cygnus.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so that's a critical success. As the
you might find something bad.
No, as the 2 fighters, that were previously engaged with the rest of your unit, begin to make their wide berth around, you see them come up as blips on your HUD. But they continue to advance back towards the rest of your unit. So, thankfully, your cloaking field has kept you hidden, and you continue towards your destination. All right, Deceiver, what are we doing?
So in front of me are still 3 of the mechs, or 2 of the mechs.
So in front of you, there are 4 fighters. That's it. 2 that are making
fighters?
4 fighters. The striker class mechs have been dealt with. The Aeon the patrol mechs have either been dealt with or have fucked off. And so now you have 2 fighters that have made their attack runs and are now making their way back. They are considered at a distant distance from you, and these other 2 that are closing in, coming at a far distance to make another attack pass.
Okay, so there's still 2 at a near distance, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to try to chain one and throw it into the other one.
Go for it.
Nice.
Love it.
Power
So that
test.
is power test.
Yep.
Oh, it went under my. That's a 12. That
Which
is a fail.
is a failure for you. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So as you attempt to lasso one of them, the chain goes wide, and they are very, very nimble. They're very small and they're very nimble. So it's able to just skirt right around it.
Okay.
Skirt, skirt.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
We get 2 actions, don't we?
2 actions. Yes.
2 actions. But I'd like to try to shoot the one that's moving backwards with the auto crossbow.
Are you trying to shoot the one that the patrol mech or the other one of the
one
other?
that I just tried to chain, the one that's near me.
Gotcha. Okay, go for it.
Power roll again.
Yeah, power test.
That is a 4.
Okay, so that's a pass. Go ahead and roll your damage die.
That's a 6.
Okay, you decimate it.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. That was a good turn. Kind of.
Cool. All right, Zero, you're up. At this point, you have 1 fighter, as the other one has been handily dealt with by Quinn.
I thought White Rider was after me.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
that's right. Phoenix, sorry, you're up. My bad.
What do we got?
So you currently have 1 fighter making its way in towards you, and 2 that are making their way back around towards you.
All right, let me take out the closest one.
Power
Take
test.
a shot at him.
Go for it. Power test.
That's a 6.
That's a success. Roll your damage.
Oh, 2.
Okay, unfortunately not enough to take it down, but definitely enough to heavily injure it.
Feels good.
Come on,
Let's
McCree.
take a second shot at him. Same one.
All right.
Cool.
Power test again.
16. Oof.
Ooh, that is unfortunately, I believe, a failure for you. Yep.
Let's fail.
That second shot, it's not your day for him
working
today.
well for me.
All right, I do need you to roll a reactor die for me, though.
That passes. It's a 4.
Okay. Even though you're missing your second shots, you are managing to keep your reactor under control, which is good. All right, Zero, now it's your turn.
Okay, perfect. And sorry, you said that there were 2 other fighter classes?
So there are 2 fighter jets
2
that...
fighters left.
Yeah, they made their attack pass and are taking a wide berth to come back around, and then 1 more now heavily injured and still advancing towards your position.
Okay. Now, on the 2 that are doing the wide pass, how does the sniper work in space? Like just a straight attack, or how did you want to do that?
Yeah, so it would still be considered a heavy weapon.
Okay.
So you can take the attack, but it's at a +2 to attack.
Okay.
Yeah, it's +2 to attack and damage when you're using a heavy weapon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to snipe one of those the fighters that are doing the wide around.
Okay. You all see as the massive sniper rifle comes up and around from Hawkins's chassis, and the jets on his legs. It was weird because Phoenix, you recognized the chassis, but it looks like it had extra propulsion jets in the legs, and it's serving to stabilize him for this massive sniper rifle. So
Okay,
go ahead
that's
and
dope. You've got extra stabilization rockets on your that's dope. I like it.
all right, go ahead and roll your power test.
I love your praise. So I just rolled a 1.
Okay,
with a
that's a
plus
critical.
2.
That's still a critical
Oh.
success.
Oh, is it? Okay. I was
That's
like,
still
oh,
a
no.
critical
Natural 1 is
success.
just- yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you definitely hit it. Go ahead and roll. What's your damage dice? A D8?
D8, yeah.
Yeah. How do you want to do that? You're gonna decimate it no matter what you do. Because you get
the
+2 to
story of
damage.
Your actions.
I just want to pinpoint take its head off from like how far away I am.
Okay,
You
it's
took them both out.
it's
with
essentially
that
a
shot.
fighter jet. Actually, go ahead and hold on.
Oh, it's a jet. Sorry, yes.
Yeah,
It's not an
roll a
actual
systems
chassis.
check for me real quick.
Systems check. Certainly. That is a 3.
So that's a pass. Okay,
Oh,
so
what's my system?
I think, right? Your systems is
Systems, yeah, my system's a 9.
It's still a pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a pass.
So I will say with the critical success, I will say that you wait for just the right moment for the two fighters to line up, and you collat them.
Get
Just
them both.
this absolute like massive what in out of space would be this massive explosion from this sniper rifle just
Two birds,
tears
one
right
stone.
through these other two fighters. And Cygnus, as you and Director Akira are the two closest to this, out of your peripheral vision, you see the massive explosion that happens as these two fighters are just absolutely decimated.
Well, these guys are having fun.
One left.
All right.
Quinn, we can't let the captain catch up on
I'm gonna send a message over the comms real quick. I'm like, Captain, that was probably you, wasn't it?
Hey, somebody want to clean up my light work that's left over? To pick off this last guy and let's.
All right.
I think you got to do another one for him, Fraz. You got 2 with that one.
All right. Is there anything that anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
Brushed off his shoulder.
Swagger is a full move point.
Yeah.
Is a full.
Do you have a swag die?
It's an action.
Yeah.
Roll
Full,
that
like
one.
that's a full move.
Critical,
Does it take a
critical
move
failure.
to like put my sniper away, or is that just like would we call it like a bonus action or what?
I would say that it's probably automated in a similar way to Romeo's, whereas he can just like push a button on his HUD and it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I use hardpoint for the mortar launcher, so
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
Yep. Nope. That would be it.
Awesome sauce. All right. So it is once again their turn. One of the heavily damaged fighters, seeing now the destructive power that it's faced with, instead of continuing towards its general firing line, it fucks off. It's just like, no, we're done. Yeah, it's just like, no, we're done. Bye. So, as of right now, you guys are clear and out of initiative, but we are going to go over to Cygnus real quick. As you guys have now reached the point where you are getting prepared to mount these EMPs. The 3 points on each ship that she has tagged, one is in a specific plot in between the 3 massive engines that power this thing. One is a sort of like pseudo satellite dish kind of structure. It's not a satellite dish, like think like, alien satellite dish, but that's that's the best analogy I have. Okay. Clearly a comms unit. And the final one is in a very specific spot closer to the bow of the ship that you believe is probably where where you're seeing the highest reactor signature. So those are the 2 spots on each cruiser. You both advance towards which position would you like to take, Cygnus?
I'll take the first one.
Okay, so the one by the engines?
Yes.
Okay. Director Akira is going to head up and over towards the comm area. So go ahead and roll a systems test for me.
4.
4? Okay, which is a pass for you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that is 1 success. She's going to roll her systems check, which I actually need to bring her character sheet up.
Meanwhile, that's happening. I want to talk to the commander. It's like, hey, can you download the comm logs and whatever else important information is there for me, please?
Okay. Hang on a sec.
Sorry, that's to me?
No, that's
okay.
That's the director. Sorry, I'm trying to find the thing. I'm sorry. Okay. Her system is pretty high. Okay, so that is a critical failure on her part.
Oh, damn.
So 1 success, 1 failure. And as you're saying this, she replies, and you hear like this crackling static, as it seems as though she has likely set off the bomb prematurely and is now affected by the EMP blast.
Sorry, this never happens to my Mac.
God dang it, Director. For all these years I worked with you, you finally slip up at this point in time?
All right, so that is one action on your turn. You can choose to do another action and go for another spot, or you can hold your position, or you can try and see if you can assist the director.
The one with the high reactive area. I'll go there and get that done.
Go ahead and roll another systems test for me.
JD, I thought you out of all of us would have sad trombone on their.
That's a big fat 20.
Oh my gosh, that's two critical failures in a row. I need you to roll another systems test for me to see if
I got it too.
Okay, so
I got it too.
As you're flying in and you disengage the EMP from the spot, the compartment behind your mech, it goes off, and you are you're EMP'd. But you manage to quickly readjust and bring all of your systems back online before the next round begins.
Well, that's going to throw a wrench in the monkey works. What do we do now?
I need to talk to this commander and let me deal with making of gadgets and stuff, because I swear these things are way too fragile. Jeez.
And they gave one. They gave one to me. That was a bad call.
Two, actually.
Terrible decision.
I'm gonna just send a quick comms over to Quinn and be careful with the EMPs. By the way, they're very fragile.
Careful with what? You're coming in and out of comms.
Yeah, not that anything. There's nothing to worry about, but just be careful.
With what?
The EMPs.
Over and out.
All right, so it is back to the rest of the unit. What are you guys doing now? You have successfully dispatched the enemies in front of you. You know where the big threat lies. What do you wish to do?
Hey guys, we don't have enough EMPs to take out the capital ships.
We could always use your Mac.
Wow. Hey, Joker.
That can be Plan B.
Joker, can you...
Joker's not there, buddy.
Can you amplify one of the EMPs?
I could probably send Quinn the schematics, but I hope he understands.
Who
Who has
would
the
either
one?
succeed
So-
or fail
It
marvelously.
would be Cygnus that has the one.
No,
So-
Cygnus has planted his two. So he successfully planted one, and then critically failed on planting the other one. Director Akita she critically failed on planting her first, and currently her comms are down. You do not know her status currently.
Ooh, okay.
Cygnus, what's going on over there?
Well, these EMPs that our director has made are very fragile. In the middle of planting one went off. Luckily, I was able to get all my systems back up, but Director Akira is nowhere to be found as of yet. I'm going to look for her.
Yeah, you do see as your systems are continuing to come back online, you were able to restore comms first. You do see her reactor signature on your HUD. So her mech is in one piece, but it's currently, that's the only signature you're getting. You're not getting comms, you're not getting any system presence or anything like that.
Her mechs are showing proper signs, but no comms as of yet.
Okay, so...
Can I send Quinn the schematics to amplify, if that is possible?
I would say that during the time it's going to take for them to get there, I would say that you could probably engineer a way to attempt to amplify. You don't know how successful it will be, but I will say that you can do that.
I would like to...
I'll do that.
Okay.
So who's with me right now? Phoenix, Romeo, Zero?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to come to the party and ask who has the best system score.
So
I've got a 10.
Ralph is at 9.
I was gonna say
9.
that's you, Jack. It's you, buddy.
No, I have a 5 system score. My system score.
Oh,
he has
that's
a low
right.
system
You
score.
went back to okay.
I think it's me.
Person.
I think it's you as well.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
you.
like I would like to take an opportunity to give these EMPs to Phoenix.
There you go. Okay.
They are not good in my hands.
Gotcha.
All right.
So am I close enough then to go ahead and jump and get my 2 EMPs drop? Well, I have 4 now.
No,
So
you
can
have 2.
Yeah,
You have 2.
He just gave me his. You
There
said.
never
were
had
only
two. You never had
6
them.
total.
The
Gotcha.
or the commander
Yeah.
and Cygnus had them.
Yes.
10-4. So now I have your EMPs. So can
Correct.
I jump to the next target for the EMPs and use my jump jets and set my EMPs here?
Let's see.
I would like
you
to follow
are
up
at.
with him as well.
So I will say that it will
I'm
take
sorry.
it will take your entire action because you are already distant.
To get there?
Yeah, you are already distance because they are way out there.
Okay, so using my jump jets.
Using your jump
Space is
jets
big.
and your move action.
Okay.
Using your jump jets and your move action, you could get there in 1 turn, but you would not be able to plant until like your next turn.
Okay,
Like,
so I would at least need somebody to come with me. But what did you? What? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just trying to understand. But go ahead,
Mhm.
Deceiver.
You're good.
I just want to follow up with him, and I want to follow him. I know I'm not going to be able to stay with him because of the jump jets, but I would like to follow to where he is going to make sure he doesn't go alone.
Okay.
Maybe Quinn should go check on the director with Cygnus.
Wait, you could. Here's what we could do. What if you did this, Deceiver? Could you chain?
Hey, Deceiver, could you chain to me without hurting me, and then when I jump jet over, wouldn't you come with me?
That sounds awesome, and yes.
Or
Okay.
you could
Can
just
we
launch
do that?
it.
I see a
I
few
mean,
flaws.
I don't see any flaws here. Structurally, I should be able to. I should be able to take the weight
Um,
on.
I
Yeah,
would say
so
this is a bad idea, but I want to see this.
I want to have my comms as I
Ralph,
repeatedly
you're not
tell
helping
them,
me.
you
No,
probably
no.
don't want to get close to the EMP as you're planting it on those big ships, guys. You might as well launch it.
Phoenix, I have a plan.
I
Okay,
would
it's
It's half
say
baked, and it's gonna work.
I
Okay.
would say for this one,
Shame for the bushes.
I'm gonna need Light Rider. I'm gonna need you to roll a mobility test, and Quinn, I'm
Mhm.
gonna need you to roll a power test. Light Rider mobility to make sure that you don't, just go careening off in a incorrect direction, and Quinn to see if you can fucking hold on.
Fly
Yeah.
into a sun.
Is this a 20 or an 8?
This is a 20.
I got a 19.
I got a 9, and my mobility's a 15.
Okay.
JD passed Quinn Fields. Oh
Something
no.
is going to
Oh,
happen,
God.
and it's gonna be really bad.
Oh no.
So Quinn, as you
Quinn.
wrap the chain around the chassis of Saber Phoenix and you guys begin to launch at a
Quinn,
velocity
you
and
weren't supposed to
G-force
miss.
that Quinn, you are
Oh.
not used to experiencing. I will say that you are able to take the force of the first move action, but unfortunately you lose your grip on your chain and you now do not have access to your chain as it is still wrapped around Phoenix as he is still careening off towards the ship.
I got your chain.
That's
I'll
not the
hold
chain,
on to
Joe.
this for you for a second.
That's not
Did
the
I make it
chain.
to the ship?
Yeah, I would say you make it to the ship, but Quinn, I need you to take 1 point of armor damage.
Dang it.
Dang it.
It's kind of fair.
Now I can give him back his chain because he just holds it in his hand.
Yeah.
so-
You can give it.
okay.
You can give him back his chain eventually. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like the hand came with it.
Right. It's not attached. It's not attached.
Which,
I was
would've
just
in
making sure.
hindsight,
That would've been better.
would be hilarious.
My whole
Yeah,
arm
yeah,
gone.
that
It's
would
like,
be
hey, I have your
great.
chain
The glove
and,
came with it.
your
I've got
hand.
his hand and the chain attached. Yeah.
Oh, that's
The
fantastic.
inaugural flight of his mech, and he loses the arm
Right.
It was
immediately.
a good.
Listen, I still say it was a good idea. It was a good
It's poorly
idea.
executed on my part.
It
It
was.
was a good idea.
He just couldn't hold on. He's not a
Yeah.
a very.
I got your
Too
chain.
much
You're
power.
stranded.
Yeah.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
He's out in the. He's out in the middle.
He's
fine.
floating in
He's fine.
space.
You guys are
You
lucky.
can't even
You
see
guys
me,
are
I'm
lucky
so close.
Cygnus ain't there because he would have
We're fine.
You're still close.
yelled at
That's
all
right.
of you.
Invisible entity floating through
You're
space.
still close.
Oh no!
It's fantastic.
Where
all
am
right,
I?
all right, so that was my moves. I'm here. I've got my EMP.
All right, I made it safely, guys.
Okay. So the rest of you see Phoenix and Deceiver just rocket off into the distance. Zero, Romeo, what would you
That was
two like
awesome.
to be doing while this is happening?
Are they always like this, Romeo?
No, no. Most times it's far stupider.
I'm sorry, but the little wee just killed me.
So,
How's your
Captain,
mech?
I really think somebody should check on the director.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Are you able to move, or how's your mech doing?
Just lost some armor plating. As long as I don't hit any more beam attacks, I should be fine.
Okay. Well, I'll stick with you,
Lasers.
and we'll check them out.
Okay. So you guys will take your entire turn to move towards the director's last known position, which Cygnus has kindly marked on your HUDs for you.
Perfect.
Ding, ding.
All
ding.
right. Phoenix, Deceiver.
Is that
What's
an
the plan?
elevator?
Going up.
Going somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Elevator go down the hole.
I don't know if JD's there. So Quinn, what do you want to be doing while this is happening?
He's either eating or picking a boogie.
Am I where is JD compared to me right now? I'm
So,
like,
You
like,
are
where's my chain?
I miss it.
I would say that you are like at the far edge of, like, you're at the beginning of like a distant from where the party was, and he's like
Okay.
essentially another move action in front of you.
Okay,
So not far, but
this is what I would like to do.
Okay.
I would like to move up to the end of my chain and grab it,
okay.
and just I don't want to pull it snug or anything. I just want to grab it.
Do you want to? Okay, I was gonna say, do you want to like top like
Just
a?
yanks on it.
Everybody sees where this
He
is
yanks
going.
on it, him and JD go both flying backwards,
I'm
hitting
waiting
Romeo
for me-
and Zero. Like,
Me and
oh,
Phoenix,
shit.
we're going together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna hold in anticipation of that
goodness.
explosion. I'm waiting for it. I got the chain. It's wrapped around him still.
Okay.
I'm just waiting.
All right. So, Phoenix, you see the 3 positions marked on your HUD for where you need to plant these EMPs. Which one would you like to proceed to first?
Wait, I have 3 positions. I only
You
have
have
2
3.
bombs.
You have 3 positions marked. Which ones would you like to proceed to? There are engines, comms,
Closest.
and reactor.
What's closest?
I would say probably reactor or engines.
Now, do we have to take all 3 of these out to take the ship out? I would assume that if we take the reactor out, we take the whole ship.
Well, it
Let's
depends.
go for the
It
reactor.
It is a. Can I just
What do you think?
reiterate that this is a big fucking ship.
I get, yeah, but this is a big reactor to power it.
It's a huge reactor, yes. So as far as what your knowledge of the Aeonic ships and their technologies is, that their reactors, their functions are not fully within your realm of knowledge. You understand that an EMP of this size and of this caliber would likely disable it for a while, but you don't know for how long
Okay.
or how effective it will be.
So
There must
based
be a
off of my
thermal
knowledge,
exhaust port.
yeah, based on my knowledge of the ship,
Mhm.
what is the most? What is gonna? Where am I gonna do the most damage with this EMP?
Probably you would probably know that you would want to focus on the reactor and the comms.
Would anybody in my
That's what I was
squad know better?
That's what I was honestly going to say. I was going to say reactor and comms.
Okay,
Reactor to stop the ship, comms to stop communication.
so let's do reactor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a
Okay,
systems test for me.
I don't know if JD knows what I did to him, but
No, you. Yeah, I heard.
okay, cool. I just didn't know if you were there or not. I'm in anticipation of saving you. Okay.
19.
Is that a success or failure for you?
Oh, that's definitely a fail
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna die here.
because that's over.
Okay. You plant the bomb successfully. It does
Frick.
not go off.
Frick. This is bad.
It does not go off, but as far as you
This is
know,
bad.
it should work.
Guys, listen. We may have a problem.
Anything else? That you do have the second bomb, and I would say that you could get up to where you would plant the second bomb.
Okay.
So I have another move. So let's plant the second bomb.
Okay, go ahead and roll another systems test for me.
That's an 8. That passes.
Okay, good. All right, so you successfully plant this one. Again, as far as you're aware, that it should work. So you feel more confident about this one than the last one, though. So okay, Deceiver, anything you want to do in the midst of all of this?
So he planted the first one and it didn't go off.
Planted the first one, it did not go off, but you don't know if it's going to be effective.
Okay, he planted the second one. We know the second one's going to be effective, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. What range am I from the first one?
I would say that you guys are in like close distance of all of this right now.
Close distance?
Yeah.
So I'm at least 18 feet from
on
him.
it.
Huh?
I'm at least 18 feet from JD because that's how long my chain is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would like to shoot the first EMP with my auto crossbow.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. I don't know if this is the best idea that you've ever had.
I mean, it
Go
worked
ahead
out
and roll
last
a
time.
power test.
Deceiver.
Phoenix,
Okay.
It worked out last
Do I
time.
hear this over the comms?
I don't
I'm
know.
like
Are you
Luffy.
guys saying
I'm
this
like
over
Luffy from
comms?
One Piece. It'll all work out.
I'm just gonna respond back. Think, Quinn, please don't do anything that can risk anyone's lives, especially shooting things.
Sorry, your comms are coming a little choppy from that EMP. But what was that?
Hey, Deceiver, go for it. Let's do this.
All right, I would like to roll to shoot EMP that is planted that did not go off.
Yeah.
I'm bracing
Go ahead and roll a
myself.
power test. We'll see what happens.
Ultra fail.
13. That's bad.
So you aim towards the you get back to where you can get a vantage on this EMP bomb and take aim, and it goes wide. It actually it deflects off of an energy barrier that you now see has been deployed around both ships at this point. So it's clear that you guys had a certain time interval to get in and get out, and that interval is up as the arrow just pink off of the sides of this energy shield.
Scratch.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That could have been way worse.
Zero, Romeo, Joker, what are you guys doing now?
Bullet there?
All right. So there's two questions. What the critically failed EMP that went off? Did it shut down the reactor or wherever I was at next? Or
Nope.
no?
EMPs haven't gone off, have they?
It looks like it's the one that you attempted to plant before you could even get it onto the hull of the ship just exploded and had no effect on the hull.
Okay. And how close am I to the director?
I would say you're one move action away.
All right. I'm gonna go check up on the director and see if she's all right.
Okay. As you do this, the shield begins to come up and over, and is beginning to encapsulate the entirety of this ship. The director's mech is slowly starting to come back online. Her comms are restored. She still has one EMP on her back that she has not planted.
All right. I'm like, I'll take the EMP from the director. I'm like, director, you good? I'm gonna go plant this other one while you do whatever you need to do.
She says to you through crackled static comms still, I needs to free. And that's all you hear.
All right. Instead, I just decided to help her repair her systems.
Okay. The shield is still coming up, like essentially above your heads.
All right.
So
should I roll for systems or anything, or?
I would say that it's just going to take her another turn to get through fixing them.
Okay.
Because unlike you, she doesn't have the neural link. So.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I try to help her fix it, it's not gonna.
It's not anything that you can really help her do outside of the cockpit.
So we're in what, the comms area, I believe.
Yes.
I want to see if I can do anything about the shields and stuff, just in case. So I want to just examine the area.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a systems check for me with disadvantage because this is technology you are not familiar with.
I rolled a 9.
Okay, that is a pass. I would say, given your modifications to the EMP, and just your general knowledge of how shields work, that you could maybe bust a hole through the shield using the EMP. You're not really 100% sure, but it'd be risky. But it's probably your only way out.
All right, so I'm grabbing the director and I'm just taking the gamble of busting a hole through the shields.
Okay. I need you to go ahead and let's see on this one. I would say that you can plant it on the shield itself and get far enough away. Go ahead and roll another systems check for me, just to see if you're successful in planting it.
Let's get a 1.
All right. Okay. Critical success. That's frankly what you needed to succeed.
Needed that. Needed that.
Okay. So you make the modifications as you're flying up towards it, tweaking this, tweaking that, kind of tightening the cylinder itself very gently and just planting it onto the shield mechanism itself. You actually find a place in the shield where it looks as though it's not as strong as some of the other places, and you manage to back off just in time for it to...
So I want to at least see if I can take anything out of the comms from the ship before anything goes off, or I can't do that.
You have you have absolutely no idea how you would access this ship's comms record from outside of the hull.
Got it. Never mind. Continue with blasting through the shield.
All right. So, Zero, Romeo, as you guys are closing in on this general position, you see this massive electrical explosion as arc energy shoots out from the shield, and the shields of this one Gigas class ship just completely boom and begin to fall off. So not only have you blasted a hole through it, but you found just the right spot to just disable the shield generator. So one shield is currently vulnerable. You know that the EMP that you planted on the engines was successfully planted, and as the shields come down, that EMP explodes, disabling 2 of the engines. So it is now crippled and unshielded. The other one...
I was going to say, how many are there? There's 2
There's
of them total?
2. There are 2. So the
How big
other
of an
ship...
explosion do we need to blow up the other ship if we blow up this one?
Well, considering...
Really, Jack? Really?
Considering how massive it is. I love it. I love it.
Oh, hey there, JD.
I would say that you would need an explosion of the caliber that only the Nishimura's weapons can create. Which kind of, as you're in this whole situation and you're kind of taking stock of the enemies, the cruisers, and the general positioning of the Nishimura throughout this entire experience, it has been slowly turning this entire time. Now, granted, not a lot of time has gone by, and this is, again, a freaking massive ship, right? But it is slowly turning to where you know that the port side plasma cannons, essentially, are located.
So, just out of curiosity, relative sizes of Nishimura versus the enemy carriers.
So it is essentially, let's say, we're talking like, as far like I'm just going to use general ship, like Navy ship terms. We're talking an aircraft carrier versus a battleship.
Okay, and the Gigas classes are supposed to be massive.
They are massive, yeah. But like in scale to the siege ship is at least 10 times the size.
So with the commander in my hand, as I'm like probably escaping, I'm like sending a comms over to our commander Zero, and like, hey, is there any chance that we can get a positioning of fire over on these 2 Giga class like ships? As I'm like getting away from it and going towards them.
Like, how many people are on these ships? How many?
Millions.
Like
Yeah,
millions,
like
billions.
Yeah, we're talking millions.
Yeah.
Billions on the other ships.
Potentially, like over in general.
Like, what are our enemy numbers that we're looking at here? So I have an idea of.
So on the enemy
what are you gonna
ships, the enemy
what's us
ships
to them.
The
Yeah.
enemy ships, comparatively, as far as you know, these Gigas class carriers are strictly military. They are literally nothing but like deployment ships. As far as how many people are on the Nishimura, there's probably a couple trillion, but probably only a third of that is like battle ready.
So then
Maybe
it's
not even
pretty
that.
much like a colony ship.
You're still
It's-
talking
yeah.
hundreds of billions of battle-ready soldiers.
Okay. So yeah, when you
Yeah.
said planet, you meant like the
Like
number of people on the
literally
planet.
there is
Perfect.
a chunk of planet that like you guys took with you. Because when the
These
siege
trillions just watched what Phoenix and Deceiver just did. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
but a lot
Well,
of
they didn't see me technically.
the
They did
majority
have, like,
There's
War
literally
doomed.
trillions of people that know how amazing got it.
yeah, so I mean,
Yeah, I
but
would
you're
say
talking
that. I would say the
Videos
bounty
on
book's
Instagram
been updated with Phoenix and Quinn's name in it.
They know
you're
the
talking
depths of our
probably
amazingness.
of that you're probably evenly matched with these two Gigas class ships as far as what your military personnel strength is, because the majority of the Nishimura are civilians.
Oh,
So
But that's still hundreds of billions of people ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
potentially, yes. But
Yeah,
it's
we
also
lose this
hundreds
ship,
of billions of people that you have to
Yeah.
protect.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
got us.
all in
Yes.
one place. Like,
Yep.
And they
Seems
put
like
me
we didn't think this
like
all
on
the
the
way
crew
through.
that protects people.
this is what's terrifying.
hmm
So since Ralph kind of, has an appreciation for big guns, he definitely knows that those cannons are getting lined up.
Friends, I think it's time to golf, tango, foxtrot, Oscar, if you know what I mean.
I'm way ahead of you, Romeo.
Yep.
Heard. Let's go.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
everybody
right.
fall back. Let's go.
Yep. And
Let's get
as you
outta here.
guys begin to fall back, the second EMP blast that you successfully planted on the top of the comms unit, it doesn't bust through the shield, which is with as much flare, but it does give enough of a hole to where the shield would be considered compromised. And as far as you know, their comms are successfully down at this point.
Well,
And-
I'll take batting 500 all day long.
Well, there you go. And as you guys are making your way back towards the ship, your HUDs are
Making our way
painted
downtown.
with an incoming missile warning, which you know now with the information from Romeo, that this is the Nishimura's systems that are aiming and firing towards these Gigas class Aeon ships. And as you make your way back in towards your hangar bay, you see this just absolutely like huge missile, the size of these Gigas class ships, slowly making its way past you as you fly back home.
So, is the director fine, or do I still have to hold on to her?
By the time that you guys are able to clear the general area
You
of the
meant okay,
ships,
because the way you asked that, I was like, "Are you asking if the director's attractive?
which yes,
Like, do we really have time, for the director
I mean,
right
of course
now?"
we do.
I was
We
just
have
making
to
sure,
do.
as random as
That
Mosh has
missile's
been
gonna be a
tonight.
minute. We got time.
Do we have
The time? Okay, I mean, listen.
so
Cygnus is chatting her up.
you
I
all.
have-
No,
Her-
not me.
her comms do eventually come back online, and she is like just kind of shell shocked still a little bit, but definitely like she's coherent, but not really saying much as you guys just kind of she's coherent enough to pilot her mech back towards the hangar. Man, I'm really sad. She was a really dope NPC to have that freaking critical failure suck.
So kind of as we
She's
start,
such a like, oh
pulling into
god,
the hangar.
He's
You
such
put
a
all that
badass,
work
and then
into
she's
it,
such a
and then she got
badass,
her
and
butt
then
whooped.
just got her
Oh.
butt absolutely handed to her. That makes me so sad.
One roll.
This
that-
makes me happy. It's like now I get to like
How sad
tease her
you
a
feel.
tiny bit.
He'd be like,
So
I'm
being
this,
the,
like,
the big
super
anchor
powerful
that Ralph
character.
is, as everybody's coming into the hangar, he's kind of there holding on to the hangar doors and guiding everyone in quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And as the director comes in, he kind of taps where the cockpit area would be. Tung, tung, tung.
Hello, are you awake in there? Tung, tung.
I'm
Quinn
awake.
also taps on Romeo's back. Clink, clink, clink. Are you in there?
Right.
I
You
would
just
never
hear this most like begrudged, like so disappointed in herself, just
Salty.
as she goes and like just pilots her mech back to the bay and parks it.
Futuristic re.
Yeah, pretty much. And as you guys are all making your way back into the hangar bays, the space outside of the doors lights up like a sun. And the
Pretty.
shockwave from the explosion, were it not for your mag boots on each of your mechs, would be enough to force them up against the wall, so that you know from your experience with the gravitational drills that there's probably a lot of people inside this ship that did not make it out of that.
And speaking of that, I'm looking at Romeo and I'm like, Ralph, buddy, what the hell happened to your mech?
Romeo's mech looks like shit.
He's mangled.
It's bad.
So,
Jeez, man, what the hell happened?
Ralph's a little too distracted by the explosions. He's sitting at the hangar doors, just staring out. Woohoo, that's what I'm talking about.
And the
I'm gonna just leave Ralph at this point and just go to the director to check up if she's all right or not. Probably take like our favorite little drinking shell and like bring that with us. Or bring that
yeah,
with me.
so you wait until the hangar bay doors close, which Romeo, you don't get enough time to get inside before the shockwave hits you. To plant your boots, like you're inside the hangar, you're not going to get launched out into space, but you do get smacked up against the wall, and so you're just like, those like gravity rides that they have in carnivals, where like you're just like stuck to the wall because of the G-forces. Yeah, you're like splayed out, like you got shot out of a cannon on the back wall there.
That was one hell of a ride.
And
From the window to the wall.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And as the shockwave subsides, the hangar bay doors come to a close, and we're going to take a quick break because it is 6:30. All right, and we are back. And I wardrobe changed because it got hot in here. Holy crap. We are back. We are stretched. We are hydrated. We are nourished, as JD was eating his dinner. I did. I had a snack. I had some well, I mean, I ate dinner before, okay. So
Mashi didn't even eat lunch, in all honesty.
all right. So let me get my notes back up here. So you all have made it back into the hangar bay and successfully managed to disable the Gigas class ships in order for the Nishimura to take 2 homing missile rocket attacks at these massive ships, which in comparison, very small compared to the siege ship you're on. Coming back
Okay.
with some pretty serious injuries to Saber Romeo, as well as an almost completely disabled Director Akira's mech. It seems that
Lol.
she's managed to bring her comms back online and got it back up enough to where she could limp it into the hangar. And as the hangar doors close and the explosions rock the ship yet again with another massive shockwave, you can now safely dismount from your mechs and proceed with what you would like to do after in the aftermath of this battle.
Sir, you're the leader. Any AAR or any ending reports you want to tell us?
Well, first of all, yeah, Ralph, how are you doing? I know you took a bit of a beat note there. Just want to make sure everything's good with you. On mute, buddy.
That rust bucket will be fine. She just needs some fresh paint. Right now, I'm hungry.
You know, I could always go for a sandwich.
I would have to agree with you guys. I'm pretty famished as well.
It's official. Saber Phoenix now has a built-in soundboard into his Mac.
All right. How about you, Quinn? How you feeling?
Who? What?
Quinn, how you feeling?
Quinn? Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that's you.
That's
you, buddy.
We're role playing. We're role playing, Jack.
And
I'm
Hey,
still
Jack,
coming. I'm still coming
Jack.
off of my
Okay,
my
there you
chain
go.
fail, so I'm feeling pretty bad.
But you have your chain back, so it's fine. It's fine.
Your chain's
So
right
does
there,
anybody
buddy.
want to tell me what what we need to do here?
Yeah.
Captain Hawkins, what's up? What do you need us to do?
Well, it's after the battle right now, as long as everybody's okay. The fight is won. How was your first taste of real combat? You're so used to the
I
simulator.
don't feel like we won.
It was great,
Well,
sir.
I feel like we were effective.
I would
Wow.
say that. I would agree.
And
you don't
then-
feel alive without a little risk.
As director Akira's mech opens, revealing her, she looks very rattled. And she's got she has a tattoo on the right side of her face, right. But now it looks like in addition to that, there is a fresh lightning shaped almost it's like it's a burn. And it just covers like most from her ear across her chin and down her jawline. It looks like she took some like direct EMP to herself, as well as to her mech. And as she steps out of the cockpit, feeling like we didn't win would be an accurate assessment. This was simply a scouting party. This is nothing like what we'll face when we get to livable planets. The Aeons and the Neo-Dominion remnants are, to say a force to be reckoned with would be a vast understatement of their capabilities. Their technological advancement, as well as their ability to quickly manufacture munitions and train personnel, is something that we have never been able to match. So, we hoped that by bringing the Nishimura as well as the Saber pilots, who are the best of the best, back to Lodestar Alpha, that it would be enough to at least stop losing. And she hops out of the chassis. It's still
Well, that
morning.
was one heck of a pep talk.
It's still morning. If you have time, go back to your quarters, grab something to eat. You will, you'll find your dress uniforms have been delivered to your bunks, hopefully, by the time you get back there. You still have a graduation ceremony to attend to. The people are going to need a bit of a morale boost after what's happened today. And we need you to be that. So, good luck, pilots. And she turns and leaves the hangar.
So that went well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we keep getting better, there's nothing that will stop us.
I like the enthusiasm.
You do realize you almost got blown to smithereens today, right, Romeo?
Tis but a scratch.
Almost. Almost.
Ralph, I'm gonna need you to drop your mech into the laboratory, man. I need to do a lot of repairs on that thing.
Quinn would
we'll
like
get
to
it there.
fist bump Light Rider and say sweet moves.
Girls, same.
Teamwork is gonna make the dream work.
I mean, for you and me, I don't know about these other guys. What? But
Synergy here. The synergy here is unreal.
between you and I, sure. We're all sitting around wondering what
I
the rest
think
of the
you guys
squad's
need to
gonna
get
do.
some food in your stomachs.
Captain. Anybody? I mean, so director tells us that basically we need to stick our heads between our legs and kiss our rears goodbye because she's brought the best of the best out here, and like we're the best of the best. That didn't go. This is bad.
We're alive.
Well, that's
Well, you knew what you were getting into when you signed up. There's danger everywhere, and we're here to try to stop it and help out.
To be fair, I don't think he signed up to be next to an EMP that I was shooting. So
I'm fine with that. I just want us to make sure that we don't get our tails handed to us in the next encounter. So you tell me what we need to because if that was a scouting party,
I'll say this: if we were a scouting party and we did this much damage, I say for a scouting party, that's pretty good.
we
That's
like
what I'm going to
5v9'd
say.
them. Okay.
Been your first taste of real combat. The dangers will get worse, but as long as we stick together, I'm sure we'll be fine.
I think you
Matt.
misunderstand, Cygnus. We were not the scouting party. They were.
thank you. That's my problem. I'm concerned. At any rate, if you guys say we're okay, we're fine. I'm just voicing my concerns that the director just got her tail handed to her.
Let's just go
So-
get some food.
Oh,
And
who's
does
with
that
me
say
and going
that?
to the mess?
Don't forget your dress attire that was delivered to the room.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear a dress.
You guys have a few, like, probably at this point the battle, even though it felt like it was long and drawn out, really only lasted for probably about half an hour. So it's
Not bad.
about
Is that all?
4 a.m. give or take.
Can
So
we go back to bed?
Yeah.
you
Maybe a
know
sip
that
of
you have
coffee?
to report to the simulation deck at 0700.
Okay.
I'm gonna run to our room and get changed into the uniform real quick, and then go see the director and take a little bottle of the shell.
Okay. Are you taking the black powder rum with you?
No. I'm taking the better one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So what is everybody else doing?
So Ralph is going to swing by
I'm
the
going to
mess, just kind of stock up on as many starchy things as he can carry in his arms and just start eating it on his way back to the bunk.
Okay. Light Rider's taking a nap. Got it. Quinn, what are you doing?
Did Ralph say he was going to the mess?
Yeah.
I would like to join Ralph in the mess.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to the mess as well.
Okay.
I'm already dressed up in the uniform. I'm just knocking on the director's quarters. So, it's like, hey, Kira, are you all right?
Okay. So just to describe the dress uniform, it is just like a sleek black, pretty much a no nonsense uniform. Whereas your pilot suits are, compressed to, they're essentially like vacuum sealed to your bodies, is the best way to
Like
describe it.
spacesuits or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. They're
Okay, cool.
spacesuits. But these are fitted, but not like sucked
Why am I thinking
into.
like Voltron?
I mean, essentially,
Because
you're not
Fraz
wrong.
is thinking Voltron. It's ingrained in.
Voltron,
Sure.
Knights of Sidonia. Like I'm drawing
Yeah, like
a lot
all
of
of us. Yeah,
inspiration
yeah.
from mech animes. Yeah, so
There's just some things that are assumed, right? And that's one of the assumptions
Yeah.
that we've all made.
yeah,
Which,
yeah,
by
yeah.
the way, if you haven't seen the series on Netflix, go watch it. Especially watch the roleplay episode.
Yes, it's oh my god, it's so good.
Yes, sir.
But
I wanna
so
be a
it
paladin.
is. It's just a general like, what? How do I describe the collar? It's like just a
Typical
flat.
sci-fi, semicircular.
Well, it's not like it's 90-degree angle, not like a curled, but it's like, I don't know really how else to describe it other than like I'm trying to draw it with my on
thinking, like-
myself.
I'm thinking that from what you sound like, it sounds like maybe something Babylon 5-ish.
Yeah, ish, give or take. But it is simple. It is black, and then on the chest piece you have your ribbon, and it is your like active duty deployment ribbons, and you know at this point there will be more added to that after today's battle. But for now, it is, and there is also like a clip where your pager would go, where it's conveniently placed and not in the way.
200,000 years in the future, mech technology, still using pagers.
Hey, you know what? Did we forget how freaking massive this ship is? Pagers are efficient.
I'm asleep.
Pagers are efficient.
I'm asleep.
They are.
So yeah, just no nonsense uniform. As you step up towards Director Akira's door, and you knock, there you receive silence. And you stand there for a breath. And eventually the doors open. She is tending to her recent injuries. And doesn't greet you, doesn't turn.
Nursing her wounded pride.
Yeah, but you've been granted entry.
Yep. I go in. And I'm like, "You all right there? Here, let me help you out with that." So
Can we talk about how this whole side
and
plot
just help her out with her like bandaging and her wounds? I'm like, you really need to go see a medical professional for this. Stop trying to take all these things to yourself. Like you have
talk
us.
about how this whole side plot is Mosh trying to get some? Can I just?
I'm just being nice. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
It's Mosh trying to get with the commander.
Commander's down there.
You don't know
That's
their
our
history.
director.
You don't know their history. Don't assume. She turns to you and accepts your help and just says, I am sick and tired of losing fights.
It's understandable. With this group of people that we have, it's going to take some time for us to at least be able to at least make sure that you're proud.
Oh,
But give it some time.
the SABER program is my pride and joy, just in general. You all are just the newest regiment. What you all managed to do out there today was damn impressive. I wish I could have helped more.
It's all right. Everyone makes mistakes. It's okay.
Yeah, but not mistakes like this.
That's fine. Just got to take a deep breath. Control. Don't think too much. Don't think too little.
As you say that, she kind of just pushes your hand aside, and turns towards the wall that's like where the bathroom would be, and just takes a deep breath and wham! Punches the wall with her full strength, leaving a dent in this metal wall.
I just like put my hand on her shoulders. Like, look,
Tiny girl.
I understand you're mad. I understand you're pissed. I just put the bottle of like the good shell bottle right in front of her. It's like, you're gonna need this. But first, can we take you to the medical quarters so you can actually get treated properly? Because this is not gonna do much, but given time, it's gonna get worse.
Drinks first. And then
Yes. Agreed. And I did pour her some in a little cup that she has
All right.
laying around her desk.
All right. So the two of you are having a moment, kind of comrade to comrade, having helped her out in the past. The rest of you, Light Rider, you're taking a nap. Everybody else, anything else you guys want to do?
I mean, it's 4 a.m. I'm sleeping because we have to be up at 7.
So Romeo's gonna kind of finish eating. Notice that apparently Light Rider does onomatopoeia in his sleep and throw a pillow over his face before getting into his own bunk.
It's true.
I would also like to get back in my bunk and clip my gravity belt onto the thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm clipped in. Yeah. I'm totally clipped in.
Locked
Side
and
note.
loaded.
Totally clipped in. I'm still sleeping.
Clip.
Probably a
Clip.
good precaution. Okay. Anyone else want to do anything in particular?
Quack.
Not at the moment. I just think it's probably everybody's going to be trying to rest until the morning, I guess.
Okay.
So would this be
Asha's
considered a
just
short
having
sleep?
fun.
Yeah, this would be a short rest.
Okay,
And
so what do we gain back in a short rest?
so you can roll your hit dice. You get 1 per level. So if you lost any HP, you would roll your hit dice to regain that. Yeah.
Armor?
Armor points are being repaired.
Cool.
I would say that by the time, depending on how things shake out, I'll let you guys know how much of your armor points are replenished.
Well, I rolled an 8 for my hit points, so
There you
I'm
go.
back up to max.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
The lead.
JD, stop torturing my Nightbot.
I have
Definitely no sandwich.
conversations
I'm
with
agreeing
bots.
with,
I have
gamers now.
conversations with bots. It's not I'm asleep. I'm sleeping.
He's having conversations with Nightbot in his sleep. What's happening right now?
Okay, I like the what response though.
I know,
That's
right?
awesome.
My other favorite one is this one. All right.
All right.
Do you see this face? I'm not laughing.
Yeah, but you're waiting to do something
You're
stupid.
laughing on the inside. You are waiting to do something
That's just
stupid.
typical. I don't know if you've ever watched a stream before, but do a lot of stupid shit over there.
Hang around for 5 minutes. Something will happen.
Yeah.
No, you want to
Okay,
know what's
I'm
stupid?
awake.
I still
I'm
don't know
awake.
how we won that first Warzone game the other day. Was that you? I played that with you, did I?
Warzone?
You were playing trios, trying to train for something. Anyway, that's off topic.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Sorry, my memory is like a squirrel's. I'm like, where did I
Squirrel.
put my nuts?
That's all right. I think JD is a squirrel who gets distracted by other squirrels.
Yeah. Yes,
That's why we align so well.
Right. Okay, so you guys end up finding your way to
Lower.
rest. A nice nap at this point.
Woohoo!
And your alarms go off. And you are awoken at 06:30 to take the walk towards
The walk of shame. Oh
No, the walk towards the
okay. Right. Just
towards the
making sure.
Lido deck.
So, question.
Yeah.
To the Lido deck.
Since
Yeah.
I was in the director's
Drinks
quarters, I'm
and
probably
dancing
leaving
on
from
the
there
Lido
because
deck.
I had my uniform on when I went in.
Hey,
Yeah,
JD,
so you're
do you have restless desk syndrome?
Also, Sin, thank you for the biddies. So I would say that you meet Director Akira and Cygnus about halfway to the Lido deck. It seems that they were coming to make sure that you knew your way there, which, led by Director Hawkins, Captain Hawkins, you find your way pretty quickly towards at least where they were coming towards you to pick you up.
Cool.
0700 arrives, you make your way into the amphitheater that is in the Lido deck. And you are greeted by a solemn crowd. And it begins to set in at this point the amount of civilian casualties that were taken during that battle. The maneuvers, the shock waves, the aftermath of all of the gravitational shifts, and knowing full well that not everyone would have been able to get to those gravity rails in time. The weight of the crowd is palpable at this point. And as you are escorted onto the stage, what should have been a triumphant celebration of the appointment of the newest SABER unit to the defense of the Nishimura seed ship is now met with the somber awarding of your live action ribbons. Captain Hawkins, Director Akira approaches you last after pinning the ribbons on each of your team members and pins 2 silver stars to the corners of your collar, denoting officially your rank and title as squad leader and captain. And as she steps away, she turns to address the crowd. "20,000 were lost during this battle. Men, women, children, mothers, brothers, sisters, fathers. Many people that will never meet and never cross paths. I would be lying to you if I told you that we didn't have a long way to go, that this was to be the last battle that we had to fight. But as you can see from these 5 pilots in front of you today, this fight is only just beginning. Now these 5, in addition to the other 10 SABER units that remain, are the point of defense for our ship and for our home, and soon for Lodestar Alpha. We are returning to a star system and planets that most of you do not recall or have only read about. But it is home, and it is our job and our sole mission to protect it. This will not be easy, and this is far from over. But I promise you today that we are done losing. And as she says this, the crowd erupts in applause and praise and just goes absolutely nuts. They are clinging to anything and everything that they can to foster hope. And for them in this moment, that is you, SABER Unit 12. Hawkins, Quinn, Lightrider, Ralph, Cygnus, the 5 of you, the newest members of this advanced and often grueling unit and program that is the Sabers. You have become a light to many people today. And with that, as you are escorted off the stage, many people are clawing, trying to reach out just to touch, as it seems as though they believe doing so might bring them luck. as you're escorted off of the Lido deck and back away. The director turns to face you and address you individually. Good luck, pilots. You're going to need it. Within 3 days, we will make it back to our home planet. And there, we will begin to face the Aeons and the remains of the Neos, along with the splinters of what is left of the Terran Collective. We will be meeting up with them and coordinating. And as soon as we know of our attack plan and our enemies' movements, you'll be informed and briefed and deployed. So, take the next few days to relax, ensure that your mech repairs are done to your standards and specifications. And remember that you're the new face of hope on this ship. I leave you to it. And with that, she bows gently to you and heads back towards her quarters, still nursing her recent wounds. What would you all like to do?
First of all, dang with the sad music.
I was popping.
That got me in the
The
feels. Not
music
gonna
was
lie.
fantastic. by
You're
the way.
welcome.
I'm
Great.
vibing
Oh.
like crazy.
You know, as opposed to his normal demeanor, Ralph's seems to have taken it a step back from his normal flippant behavior and is behaving quite stoically in the moment. Kind of just taking everything in and kind of giving a silent look to the rest of the squad to see how everybody's taking it right now.
It's the first time Quinn has felt such endearment and pride. As a lonely person, this is definitely a new experience for Quinn, and is actually really liking the hype that was built by the commander.
Much hype. Much, yes.
Kind of gives a salute to finish it off.
Got 3 other reactions.
I'm just thinking that in my head, just thinking of everything that's transpiring and then just nodding.
Obviously, the events that were talked about really left Hawkins slightly speechless. The weight of such what felt like a short attack had caused that much fatality is definitely weighing on him in his mind. And he's just honestly not sure what to say. It seems that it was a bit of a wake-up call for what's happening.
Not Ryder, anything to say?
Speech, you can say speechless, you know.
He's just in the feels.
I know.
The anticipation is real.
It's the freaking music.
Music gets you.
It's ridiculous.
The beard's just
The whole
twitching.
story is great. I just, yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of sad because I think we're pretty screwed. So I don't know, like, I'm concerned. I'm genuinely, I thought we had it, and maybe now, maybe we don't. Who knows?
Yeah.
Quinn recognizes this for Light Rider and kind of gives him a pat on the back and says, "We got this."
I would definitely say that just overall, the weight of what you've learned today, and the encounters that you've had today are definitely weighing down on you. it would definitely
Quinn just doesn't
be
understand.
a wake up call. So
And with that, I'm probably gonna split off with the group and go back to Akira's quarters or the director's quarters. Gotta get my bottle back.
the bottle itself is empty and outside of her door. And if you knock,
Knocking.
Nope.
I'm gonna just sit like by the door and just like my back facing the door and just like calling her out. I was like, "You there, Akira?"
Blocked by the GM.
Oh, what the screech!
whose
Sorry, that
mic
was my
stand
Mac.
is squeaking?
That was
Oh,
me.
JD had his headphones around his neck, and
That was me.
Oh God.
it's all good, buddy.
Yeah.
Sweaty ears, we get it.
You sit. How long
Yeah,
how long are
exactly
you
right.
willing to sit there?
I'm not
Good
sitting there for
Lord.
long. I'm just gonna say one or two couple things and then take my bottle back and then leave. Go back to my laboratory.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was, the only thing I'm proud of. So as I'm sitting down, I'm like
Mosh is
in a very
just not
serious
letting it go.
tone. In a very serious tone, I'm like, you know what? You made a very good speech today, Akira. Look at how many people had faith in what you had said today. Don't be down on like what happened. Keep looking forward. Keep moving forward. You got this. Don't forget, you have us. You have me. We've been working together for a long time at this point. Come on, rely on someone. You shouldn't be taking this burden upon yourself. And please go to the med quarters and get healed properly by a professional. Because Akira, I know you're a shit job at healing yourself. By the way, that scarring don't look that bad. It looks cute on you. And with that, I just leave.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Yeah.
That was a tear jerker.
Okay.
So once the group has also left the halls, back towards the bunk, the crowds can't really see the group anymore. Ralph's gonna kind of shake off that stoic behavior, grab Quinn, kind of like sit him up on his shoulders. Come on, little friend, it is time to get wasted.
Isn't it like 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning? What are we doing getting drunk?
Yeah, it's like
We're
8
in the middle of
a.m.
the war. Hold on a second. We're in the middle of the war and we're at 7 in the morning?
Yeah.
All right. Are we allowed to do that?
Yeah. You guys
This
are
seems healthy.
still in your full like pilot dress uniforms. Pretty much anyone's gonna let you do whatever the hell you want at this point.
So when I leave, I'm going straight to the laboratory to work on repairs. I have like my little engineering uniform there, so I switch it out and secure the dress uniform in a secure spot. Make sure
Okay.
it doesn't get dirty.
Okay.
Starting off with Romeo stuff first, because his is
Yeah.
heavily damaged.
I would say that you, in addition to a few other people, just to speed up the process, at this point, you probably have a few just additional engineers that you would know and trust to work on your team's specifically stuff, just to hasten the process.
Yep, but I make the rules strictly clear and
Mhm.
solely work on this. Don't touch anything else.
Yeah, they listen to you. They know not to fuck with you.
Okay, good.
As for the rest of you, if you're looking for entertainment, libation, whatever it be, that is pretty easily found. One thing that I will note would be that Captain Hawkins, you get a page. But as you look at it, it is not a deployment. As you look at it, you see CSEA access granted, which you know is the C is restricted to pilots of the highest ranks. But it looks like you guys have earned yourselves a special treat.
Ice cream?
Beach day!
Klondike.
Oh
Klondike bar.
shit, sweet.
Yeah, like the ocean.
Wait,
Ocean.
for realsies?
Like a real ocean.
El Biche.
Yeah.
Wait, for realsies?
Yeah.
Won't I get sand in my mech suit?
You'll see when you get there.
Hmm.
if you choose to go.
Okay.
If you choose to go.
So was I the only one that got paged? Or
You would be the only one who got paged. Yeah,
Okay.
so from what you understand, it would be everyone would be in your unit specifically would be permitted to go.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess as Ralph is trying to walk off to get everybody drunk, Hawkins.
Oh yeah, let me send a bit of a comms thing to get Ralph some of that party booze.
Hold that thought on drinking right now. It looks like we just got a special offer. Have any of you seen the beach before?
I've never been.
What is a beach?
The ocean.
I'm in the laboratory.
I guess special access has been given to our unit as a kind of way to relax, maybe. But
Wait. Hold up. Will there be sand there?
So, from what you understand of the sea, it's not necessarily like a beach, quote unquote, but it is a section of the siege ship where they have essentially stored an ocean. Yeah. And there are pods that you can. there are glass pods that you can ride in. Individuals can ride in these like the London Eye kind of like Ferris wheel pods. You stand in them, and they are like auto tour like through like the ocean.
That's hilarious.
Welcome to the future.
Yeah. Go to the beach by not going to the beach.
It's a beach day without
totally
the sand.
Say we should steal some sand to make glass, but
gonna work on my tan.
She said last session that glass wasn't very prominent in this universe. So.
Yeah, glass is definitely not a commodity.
Dang it. Y'all saw where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Laser beams.
I saw it.
So, if we would like to, we can venture to there.
I'd say we check it out.
Somebody radio mosh.
Quinn tries to jump out of his bed and realizes too late that he's still tethered in and gets leveled.
So he Quinn goes to like leap out, and he just like full 180 just rotates into face first, like the metal in between the top and bottom bunk.
Does that knock him out or no?
Directly at Theo and says, "Don't."
Ralph's been carrying Quinn up on his shoulder, so.
Oh yeah, that's
kind
true.
of like sitting up here, yeah.
That's true.
Oh, I thought I was in bed. Oh, you ripped me right out of bed then. All right.
No, we were walking off, and then we're going back to the bunk to get wasted.
Oh my god. All right.
Meanwhile, continuing on repairing, I'm like getting almost done on Romeo stuff. I'm working on Quinn's and everyone else's mechs.
Mm-hmm. Which those two are the only ones who sustain damage. Yeah. So.
And then I'm probably just gonna work on Akira's director's mech, because probably gonna have to work on that whole entire discharge thing from that EMP, because that's no bueno.
That's probably a mess. Okay. Do you guys go to try and find Cygnus before heading to the sea?
He told me not to come back to the laboratory last time.
I think the wording was make sure you knock.
Same difference.
Right.
Because Quinn's not going to knock.
Quinn asked Theo to kick down the door. Knock, knock. No. I think we should probably go and meet up with Cygnus at this point.
First, yes. Yep.
Yeah. You don't leave a squad mate behind.
Okay.
So.
Easy enough to do. You guys know where his lab is, and if you get lost, like there's plenty of people that you can ask where the engineering department is, and they can direct you that way. But
as they're coming in, as I'm working under the director's mechs, I leave a little surprise, like from when like we first met when in the slums, and I just leave that as a little like happy like memory gift thing, and just finish up and just put her mech back where it needs to be.
okay, cool. All right. And as you finish doing that, do you guys knock on the door, or how are you proceeding into Cygnus's lab?
I go to knock, not sure what Quinn's about to do.
Okay.
Quinn opens the door and walks in.
Quinn
Okay,
walks in, and I'm right behind him.
So, Cygnus, as you are placing this memento back into the director's mech, you hear your alarms going off yet again.
Whoa the fuck!
Quinn has the
Walked
biggest
into
smirk
my
on
laboratory
his face
without knocking.
ever.
Read the freaking sign on the damn door!
Quinn at this point has a huge smirk on his face and know exactly what he's done.
I look around, I see Quinn, I just don't even stop myself. I run up to him, grab his hand, and just smash him right to the wall outside the laboratory. Told you this before!
Whoa! Are you serious? Holy
Yes.
crap!
There's one thing you don't do with Cygnus's stuff, and that is
I'm
walk into
gonna-
his laboratory without knocking.
Wow, it's a lab. Settle yourself down, Joker. Relax. It's
It's
not
a lab. It's my lab.
Nobody's
There's
gonna
a
hurt
bunch of
anything.
things.
Settle down. Settle
not
down.
about hurting
Settle down.
anything.
Settle down.
Not
You
a
don't need to
dangerous
grab
thing
both of them
that
by the
will
head
make
and
you
pull them
lose your
apart.
life, Light Rider. Unless you want an immediate expressway pass to die, I suggest you knock on the door.
Quinn is just like losing it at this point, pinned up against the wall, laughing. This is great.
Romeo, you want to step in, please?
Captain, anything? Nothing as usual? Like just sitting there, just Joker's gonna
After that, I just
break
lo-
Quinn's neck and
No,
you're
I just let him flop to the ground. I'm like,
Well, in the meantime, Ralph's standing between with a hand on each of your head, holding you apart.
Thank you.
Ralph, would you knock some sense into Joker, please? Sheesh.
No, we're all friends here. This is silly,
bro,
even for me.
we are, Ralph. I understand we are friends, but do not come into my lab without knocking. If something goes off and you die, I'm held responsible.
I think Joker's just upset because
risk
his
I'm willing to
advances
take.
towards the commander aren't working out. I think you
Are
need
you
to
telling-
relax and go take a cold shower, Joker.
Cygnus, are you telling me you are not clever enough to create an IFF for your security system?
You see, I was advised against it, but now since you're saying it, I might as well just do it.
I mean, if it's that big of a problem, just, lock the door. It was open, bruh.
Yeah, security is
Nah.
one thing. Lock the damn door.
Like, lock the door.
Yeah, no one's supposed to come in.
The door wasn't even locked.
They have
Quinn
what
is
known as
enjoying
a
this
deadbolt.
situation quite a bit.
It is a standing open door policy on the ship, so if there's a closed door, it typically reads as no entrance.
And the security's flawed because I just walked in.
Quinn, do you want to die every time you walk into my laboratory?
Every time I step out of my room, I almost die. So
It's kind of true. I've seen it.
I've seen it. I've experienced it
I've been a
firsthand.
part of it. I've been a
I've been a
part of it.
Ralph, can I
Hey,
assign
mind
you
if I
to
shoot
watch
that
over
EMP
Quinn
over there?
Chained to it, some might say.
Yeah. Just trying to chain you down. The old ball and chain.
It's okay.
I need someone to babysit Quinn so he doesn't just randomly walk into my own lab.
I feel like that's gonna be Theo at some point.
Right.
Probably.
Babysitting.
Captain, anything? No?
No.
The captain hasn't said a single thing in this whole situation.
Keep
Great.
giving him crap for it, too.
He's
and I'm
just
loving it.
shocked at the fact
He's
that
still the
Joker
new
just
guy. Like he's still the new guy.
Hand and forehead, just this is unreal.
He's
He's
like,
just
can I
like,
get a
when
different
the hell
squad?
did Joker
Yeah.
just go from 0 to 100? Like what?
It really
real.
escalated so quickly, and I've begun to worry about Joker like mental health after the way
Listen,
that escalated.
I already explained it to him once. I do not need to explain it to him again.
You say that.
If you two clowns want to beat each other silly, at least let's do it at the beach.
Really
Wait,
quickly.
what? Beach?
Really
On a
quickly.
peach?
There's a thing that I need to do real quick. So,
Okay.
Jack,
Sure.
Yeah.
come down to whispers with me, friend.
Okay.
There it
I'm
is.
feeling I'm in danger.
Quinn, you alright?
So you guys are looking at Quinn now. His eyes are extremely bulged, and he looks like he is in a total panic. He like a flush of anger comes over him, and he smashes his right hand against the wall, and just kind of grits his teeth. And you can tell he is not himself at the moment.
You done did it now, Joker.
Is he still holding him?
I'd be up against the
Opposite.
wall on the ground right now.
Yeah.
No, Raph is putting us up.
Oh, Ralph's between you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if he's sat down though, Ralph's not holding on to him anymore. So
Okay.
I'm also in kind of a moment of like paralyzation, so I'm like completely awestruck right now, almost scared. You can see that there's moments of anger, and the little chip on my neck kind of makes like a little bleep noise. And then I kind of come back to, and I don't really remember what was going on. I'm a little, everything's a little fuzzy for me right now. And I just seem extremely disoriented.
Quinn, are
You're
you
right there,
okay?
Quinn.
I remember.
Gwen, do we need to get you to the med bay?
It's probably a good idea.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Let's pick him up and get him over there.
All right. Well, Ralph's
put me
going to be
down,
Ralph and just hoist him up, but carefully, and just kind of start
Thanks.
making way
Hey,
towards med
Ralph,
bay.
put
Let's
me
go,
down.
Oh, not you. He's picking up Quinn.
Not you, Quinn.
I know, but he split me up from Quinn while he was grabbing
Yeah, but
onto
just
me.
like
Yeah, it's just like
pushing, not
palming your
holding him up.
foreheads, not like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not,
Nobody
it's not
cares
like you're
about
being
you right now,
dangled
Joker.
around.
We're checking on
He's not that
Deceiver.
strong.
Quinn, are you
Maybe.
are you allowing yourself to be picked up?
I am definitely going to struggle some, and
Well, you said he
kind
was
of
paralyzed.
Well, at this point he's come to.
paralyzation.
twitchy.
A little different. Yeah,
I mean, he's tiny
essentially means,
compared
like,
to Ralph, isn't he? So
it
It's
essentially means
it's
that my
more of
emotions
a
have taken over, and I'm not
Yeah.
completely
Well,
coherent.
Ralph's not really carrying him per se as normal. It was more of a help up this time, not like lifting.
I'm definitely resistant to the help. Obviously, Ralph is much larger than I am and completely manhandles me. But yeah, I'm definitely resistant to the help, 100%.
all right, I stun gun you and knock you out.
Whoa!
Whoa.
And then I look at the rest of the
Random.
squad and I go, hey, I'm trying to take care of him. Let's just get him over to medbay and figure out what's wrong. Clearly, something's wrong with his chip and something's short-circuited. So it's just going to be easier to get him over to med.
Do you
And
have
you
a
think
stun
taser-
gun on you?
Yeah, I had a stun gun on me. Why wouldn't I have a stun gun on me? My revolver
Always packing that
has
thing.
stun setting on
Standard
it.
issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Standard issue.
I mean, you don't have a stun and a kill setting on your weapon? I do.
Sir?
As
Sir,
far as
can we
I'm
check
aware,
inventory, please, to make
As
sure he
far-
didn't steal anything from the
Even
armory?
if you had that on your weapon, it should be stowed right now.
as
No,
far
it's
as
fine.
I'm
We're
aware,
in wartime.
you
We're
do
in
not-
wartime.
as far as I'm aware, you do not have in your equipment a stun gun. So
As
You
far
can't
as you're
just whip
aware,
out
I
something you
don't
don't have
not
a-
have.
you can't just whip out
stun
something you
gun
don't
in my
have,
equipment.
JD.
It don't work like that.
Wait.
Okay.
Sir? Sir?
Oh, then I just knock
can I-
him out.
I was gonna say
Let's
you
look at
can
the armory
attempt
record.
you
And
can
I knock him out.
attempt to knock him out via physical force, but then we're gonna enter
just-
into an
freak.
initiative situation if you
Yeah,
choose
nah,
to do so.
Everybody, just give him some room.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially because
For his
Quinn
own
at
good,
this
we need to
point
get
is
him to the-
probably resistant to anything at this point. So
Well, there goes my idea. Trying to help my buddy, just like he would shoot me.
Yeah, helping him out. My Jesus.
yeah,
He would shoot me
No big deal,
if it
just
was
shoot him.
to protect
Just
me.
Straight execution.
He said, in fairness, he would.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ryder.
The worst part is
So
I'm
this
actually
is why you're
thinking
not
at
a
some
medic.
point with the size of Quinn's mech.
Oh, I'm a very
Um,
small person. I'm like 4'7", 5 foot. I'm
Yeah, but
super
also the
short.
size of the mech. I'm hoping at
It's
some
little.
point. I'm sure we've probably got enough Marvel fans here. Fastball special.
Oh yeah, that'll happen eventually. Probably.
Oh yeah.
So-
Let's get creative.
So at this point, what are you guys doing? Quinn is.
So I guess Quinn's losing his mind and nobody else is trying to stop him from doing so. And Joker started all of it. So right now, Phoenix thinks you all suck. Captain ain't doing nothing. Ralph's just standing there.
No, he's
Quinn's
got a pretty
losing his
firm grip on
mind,
Quinn. He's not going to let
and-
him hurt himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just said you let him step back and let him just do his thing.
No, helped him get up, but wasn't
Yeah.
hoisting
Okay.
him so much. You
Mhm.
know, not
I
like
just-
the jovial carrying around kind of thing. This is more.
I just
of
want to
the-
get to what's wrong with Quinn because maybe he picked up a virus. Maybe we all have it. Maybe we're exposed to it. What's going on
Space
with him? Let's
virus.
figure it out. Or is it all
Space
just because
virus.
Joker's a jerk and started a fight for no reason?
Listen,
And the
You
captain
entered
did
my
nothing
bottom
to
line.
intervene.
Ralph's strong
Really
enough to
dialed in on
basically
that.
coerce Quinn to medbay whether he wants to or not. He's careful not to let Quinn hurt himself or to
There
hurt
we go.
Quinn in his attempts.
I thank you, Ralph.
that's
Yeah.
better.
All right.
Light
Listen,
Rider is
Light
happy.
Rider.
Okay.
Listen,
White Rider's
Light Rider.
happy.
There's
So
a basic rule on this place where no
I
one
helped you
enters
the
my
entire time.
laboratory without
Okay.
knocking first.
No one's listening to you, Joker.
So
We have
okay,
bigger
so I will
fish to
say, just for the sake of brevity, that with some struggling on the part of Quinn, but obviously Ralph being the much bigger person,
Yeah.
you guys managed to escort him into medbay, where he is sat down and in front of the person that you're familiar with, Quinn.
Sorry, chat.
Who kind of works to calm you down. And eventually you get yourself back to normal, like cognitive order through some grounding and just some general, like, we're gonna just chillax you. They're trying not to, unless you escalate. That's your decision. If you feel it warrants escalation.
Quinn, calm down. But if you escalate, I will knock you upside the head with the butt of my pistol and take you to the med bay myself.
No,
Can I-
you're in the med bay at this point.
You're already there.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Can I
guys are
say
in the
something
med
to
bay.
Natural Born
Quinn
Gamer
has
real
been.
quick?
Can we give him a sedative? Can
Quinn
somebody
has
give him
been
a sedative?
separated from
You're
you
muted,
at this point.
Ralph.
Can I
Oh.
say one thing to Natural Born Gamers real quick?
Uh-huh.
Go for it.
Your mother was a hedgehog and your father smelt of elderberries.
Hamster,
Yes,
but
True.
close.
Hamster.
Your mother was
It's
a
still
hamster.
a rapidly breeding small animal.
Yeah.
It's tight. Anyway, all right. So we're
Okay.
separated from Quinn, and we're all just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay.
So Quinn, how are you handling this situation?
So as Quinn comes back to kind of consciousness, kind of gains control over his emotions again, and starts to calm down. He has little flashes of recollections of the striker class mechs, but it wasn't in the situation that we were in. It wasn't the fight. I remember it from somewhere else. I don't
Dun,
remember
dun,
a whole
dun.
lot else, but it had seeing the mechs had triggered a flashback, and it welled up emotion inside me and made me feel this burning anger. Not much else was taken from the flashback, but it was the striker class mechs that felt very, very familiar for some reason.
So you are you're all in medbay at this point. Quinn has relayed this information to you. He's come to calm down, and you're free to leave. But Quinn, you do get a fancy bracelet that you have to wear for the next like 8 hours. Just to
What's
monitor.
this bracelet called?
It's we'll just call it a monitor bracelet. Essentially, it's a direct line to this psychologist person that you've worked with. Basically, if something were to happen and they needed to come get you, essentially, if you had another episode.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm gonna stay because I need to talk to Quinn, and I'm probably gonna ask the commander to stay as well to just make sure he hears what's gonna happen and just make sure to facilitate everything.
Yep, no problem.
Is this something that you want to have be a private conversation between the three
just
of you?
Between the three of us. Yes.
Okay, cool. So I will deafen these two. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
Can't hear
Quinn,
nothing, chat.
He can't hear anything, but he can still talk.
So Quinn, from after coming out of this little episode, what do you remember exactly? Other than like anything recent, or
there's not a lot, like I said, there's not a lot that comes back through the flashback other than like the feeling of like familiarity with these striker class mechs that they had. I like recognizing like a lot of the design, and just this overwhelming feeling that they're familiar and that I've seen them or experienced these types of mechs before. Thinking about these striker mechs makes my character extremely irritable and almost in like a rage.
Right. So here I'm just explaining what recently happened to get you to this stage, and I'm just like, listen. You remember? You probably don't remember this, but remember when you first came into the laboratory? I told you to knock next time, and I was nice about it. But this time, you just blatantly walked in. Listen, man. Like, I have no personal qualms with you, but entering my laboratory without knocking is like crossing my bottom line. I need you to respect
into a
that.
pit of rage. You just said you almost got attacked by me, and you're telling me this now? You're sending me back into the rage?
Which is why I have our captain right here.
I think
because I'm just telling you, here's the thing, just don't walk into my laboratory without knocking. It'd be really very much appreciated.
I understand how not knocking before entering can be annoying, but to be met with such aggressiveness might have not been the way to go about it regardless.
That is true, but there are many things inside my laboratory that can really be very dangerous for anyone that just walks in willy-nilly. It's not really a safe space, so to speak.
Understandable.
And then, like the whole entire thing I've had as part of me being here is everyone that's supposed to need any type of request or anything has to knock first. I don't like people walking into my laboratory without any type of like no knowledge of, oh hey, I'm here, am I allowed to come in or not? Because there's such a bunch of different things going on within the lab. One small mistake can pretty much be bad not only for the whole ship, but for me and everyone else's lives as well. It's just very much appreciated if it's just knocked first. Like, other than that, are you good though, Quinn?
I mean, yeah, this has been quite a while since the situation. I mean, my character's definitely calmed down and come out of the flashbacks.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it.
All right. All right. Got everybody back in.
Sada. Yeah, that works better. It doesn't like make everything go crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, is JD frozen? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oof, everybody got froze there for a second. I was like, no. All right.
All right. So, what's this about a beach, guys?
We were trying to find out, you know?
Quinn, are you still up for it?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Are we just moving past the fact that a member of our squad just attacked another member?
Yeah, we're going to the beach.
Moving right along that and going to the beach?
No harm, no foul, right?
Yep. As Light Rider just stares in confusion, not understanding what has transpired.
Yeah.
I'm going to my bunk.
It has been dealt with.
Blink, blink, blink. Yeah.
All right. So, Light Rider, are you going back to the bunk and not going with
I
everyone
walk
else?
off extremely frustrated with the lack of leadership and any type of military ready squad.
That's fair.
Doesn't help. I'm talking to you guys and I accidentally muted my stream mic.
Lol. Good job.
It's gonna take him to get a while to be adjusted of how things work around here, but that is the life.
How things work around here? So hold on, wait a minute. How do things work around here? That we
Walked
just
up the
can attack
hallway,
each other?
heard the mutter under the breath, right
Runs
back around.
right
Turned
back, yeah.
around.
One
Hold on a
fucking
second.
here.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
That's another
understand.
thing.
I don't understand what is going on here. Why there is no? Do I like? Light Rider decides to call the commander in.
The commander is in Akira?
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh, so the
he's
director.
the captain.
Oh, the
Director. Sorry,
director.
Oh,
the
boy.
director.
Okay.
Because if Hawkins isn't going to do anything, like what was a clear breach of chain of command and of military decorum by Joker, I just don't feel like it should go unanswered.
I'm with Light Rider.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I'll take Quinn off, and we'll like go and hang.
Okay.
Like
Bro to bro.
if he needs to rest or whatever, probably.
All
I
right.
think he probably wants to rest.
So, with that being said, as Hawkins, Ralph, and Cygnus head towards the sea,
We're heading to the bar.
and Quinn and Light Rider, are you guys going to the bar or are you going back to your bunk?
Where are we going, Quinn? You want to go to the
Where
bar?
you wanna
He's
go?
like, why not? I mean, we're that crazy, aren't we?
Might as well. Let's sit up the bar.
Okay.
We'll go sit at the bar.
So,
Well, Lightweight's
the
gonna
two
get
of
more.
you, as you pass by where your bunk area is towards where the civilian sector is, where the bars are, you see 3 MPs making their way towards where the rest of your party is at this point. So,
And we duck off to the side, seeing them coming,
mhm.
and go right around them.
Okay. So,
Or we try to.
the other 3 of you, as you are heading in, you're heading basically in the opposite direction. You've been given coordinates and directions of how to reach the sea, as none of you have been before.
Okay.
As you do so, however, the same 3 MPs come forward, and they request Cygnus specifically to come with them.
I follow without any type of resistance.
They escort you to the command deck, where Director Akita and several of her lieutenants are waiting for you.
Yep.
Having received several reports from civilians that were in the general area, who just saw you all anointed as the new top tier pilots for the Nishimura, and witnessing this happening, are concerned on many levels. And at that point, I will check in again with Hawkins and Ralph and see what you two would like to do, having seeing Cygnus being escorted off at this point.
Well, that wasn't wholly unexpected.
Yeah, that... Let's go to the... No, at this
That
point
was
now...
fantastic. That was
if he's being
fantastic, Romeo.
If he's being taken off, we might as well, I guess investigate. Would we know where he's being taken, or at this point would it be?
They don't give you any objections to
No
following.
idea.
If you guys want to follow, they don't give you any information where they're going. They just silently take him. But if you begin to follow, they do not object to your presence.
Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna look at Ralph with a little shake of the head, and unfortunately follow after them.
Okay. Ralph, what are you doing?
Ralph at
He's heading
this
to the
point
beach.
pretty much disappointed, but you know, thinking that the team is more important than some time at a beach, whatever that is, he just sighs, kind of hangs his shoulders, and starts following the captain as well.
Okay. So, as far as time, I know it's getting pretty late for our Canadians. So that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.